in the stands says it all. We are in for a crunch final game of the 2025 Unity Cup. It's Nigeria, the Super Eagles, taking on Jamaica, the Reggae Boys. Hello, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. It's good to be back in the studios as we walk you through the last hurdle of the 2025 Unity Cup, and what a game we have on our hands. The Jamaicans did very well in winning the first game by 3-2 against Trinidad and Tobago. The Nigerians beat their arch rivals Ghana by 2-1. Thus set the stage for a third place encounter between Ghana and Trinidad and Tobago, TNT. At the end of 90 minutes, Ghana whitewashed TNT by 4-0. It's now the turn of our West African counterparts, Nigeria, as they take on Jamaica. And I can tell you for a fact that the gentlemen in the studio are admiring everything they're watching now. I'm hoping that they can keep close attention to 90 minutes of action on the field. But whereas there's football, there is excitement. You can trust Nigerians, you can trust Jamaicans. They will come to the party. And so the fans are full of excitement. It is either you belong to the green, white, green of Nigeria, talking about the Super Eagles, or you've got a combination of yellow, black, and yellow and black, signifying the Reggae Boys of Jamaica. Once again, you are welcome. This is the place to be, right here on Max TV, as we are taking you live to Brentford for the final encounter between Nigeria and Jamaica. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's say a quick thank you to our proud sponsors: Medimafo Herbal Clinic, Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic, Jaga 4 Bitters, Give Us Co and P Capsules, Niche Chocolate Drink, Max by Techno, and a Lucky Win. Don't forget, we've also got the opportunity to give to you out there for participating in the Unity Cup lots of goodies. All you need to do is to spend just 10 Ghana cedis. Just 10 Ghana cedis. *426*8# is the code you need to dial. And then by spending just 10 cedis as many times as you can, you'll be walking away with some stupendous prizes. There's a Techno Spark 30C phone that you can, do business with and claim OPA, as it were. You can also win 3,000 cedis, close to about 18,000 cedis. It's all for the taking. Plus, of course, don't forget, you can walk away with either branded tops or baseball caps. It's all because of you. And this is being brought to us by the kind courtesy of Mega Cash. So don't forget the code. The code you need to know between now and the end of the match is *426*8#. *426*8#. Okay. Now, with that out of the way, let's take a look at the gentlemen who will do the job for us today in terms of analysis, in terms of assessment. They have watched all the matches that have been played, the 2 semi-finals plus the match for third and fourth, and so they would fathom into the final to bring us what they think about the chances of the two sides. My own colleague Nanaidu is sitting next to me on my right, and on the far right is Coach Richard. Coach Richard has played football for Nigeria. He's Nigerian. He likes Ghana jollof, and he will talk a lot more about that. Yeah. Coach, thank you very much. Nanedu, thank you very much for joining us here today. Nanedu, I don't know why you're serious, sir. And I said Ghana, but you're winning 4. And I corner one corner, because you wanted to be in London.
I wanted to be in the Jamaican camp.
In the Jamaican camp?
Yeah, the last one.
Because you like reggae.
I've been saying it on radio. Because I want to be in Jamaica.
Because you like reggae music.
I like everything about the Caribbeans.
Yeah, the reggae music.
Their music, their food, their dance, everything.
Okay. I'm the host, so I will control you. Thank you very much. So, we're set to go in the studio. We just watched an entertaining game between Ghana and Trinidad and Tobago. Gentlemen, let me pick your thoughts quickly on what you saw in the game. 90 minutes of action. Ghana picks the bronze or the third place. Nanedu, I'll start with you.
I think it was a good game for the Black Stars of Ghana. Scoring 4 goals against Trinidad and Tobago. Massive achievement for the young guys, because we were missing close to 10 key players
Yeah.
from these two friendly games that we played against Nigeria and, of course, Trinidad and Tobago. We were missing the likes of Ali Decisive, Tariq Lamptey, Alexander Jiku, Mohamed Salisu, Thomas Partey, Antoine Semenyo, Mohamed Kudus, Ernest Niama, and, of course, Inak Williams. These are key players on a good day. And, of course, Kamaldeen Sulemana. On a very important day, they will be a mainstay in the Black Stars team.
Sure.
So when these players are missing from crucial games like this, it gives other players opportunity also to explore within the Black Stars setup and see what can be done for them in the team. And I think most of these players were able to seize the opportunity that they had in the Black Stars, and they played well. Especially my own player, Lawrence Ejekum, scoring that important goal for the Black Stars. I think one of the key players that we witnessed in this particular two games is Lawrence Ejekum. Okay. In our Black Stars game in recent times, we've been lacking a typical creator in our games. A typical attacking midfielder who can create, who can score from all angles. Those days we used to have the likes of Stephen Appiah. You know, the best days of Mohamed Kudus was doing stuff for our national team. It looks like we are now getting closer to getting a perfect replacement when Mohamed Kudus is not around. And I think that player is Lawrence Ejekum, who has been a great impact in the Black Stars. That is the crucial goal Lawrence Ejekum scored for the Black Stars of Ghana, especially when he shifted to the left side of the attack. Normally, it's a typical attacking midfielder, either a number 8 or a number 10. Okay. But in that circumstance, he moved to the left side.
Sure.
Look at the way and manner he was able to dazzle, flick and trick the lateral defender of the Trinidad and Tobago team and score that goal from that angle. I think this is a great chap Ghana has gotten. In the next 10 years, we are going to enjoy good football, especially from Lawrence Ejekum.
Okay, I see. Coach, it's been a tough game. We all witnessed, I witnessed that match with you, Ghana versus Nigeria. But were you surprised at the comeback of Ghana today?
No, I was not surprised because during the semi-final, like we said, today's game, Ghana is going to pick up the victory. And I was not surprised. The way they played the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the first match, and then they came back the second half. They didn't play well in the first half. The second half, it was all Ghana. So I believe this match, getting 4-0, is a boost for the young ones. Is a boost, and I want them to keep it up. Subsequent matches, they are going to do more better in time future.
I see. The Unity Cup has come to stay, and especially for the teams in Africa. And TNT coach Dwight York also confirmed it. It's an opportunity for the coaches to have a look at their teams, especially as they get ready to go into the last set of qualifiers for the FIFA World Cup, so they can strengthen the teams, as it were. Coach Otto Addo did mention in an interview after the match that, yes, it's beneficial to him. It's going to open up doors for other players to come on board, especially more so since between now and the end of qualification, there could be injuries, there could be other issues why key players may not be able to make it. You think it's been a very good and a worthy exercise?
Yes, especially for some of the French players. Look at somebody like Christopher Bonsuban.
Oh, he was awesome.
He has shown to us that
he was awesome.
After Mohamed Kudus, Ernest Niama, and Kamaldeen Sulemana, he's one of the wingers we can count on him. That is one. Okay. Caleb Rienchi from the right back position. In recent times, we've been struggling to get a modern day right back in our Black Stars team since the likes of Don Painter and Samuel Nkunku left the team. We've been trying a lot of players in that particular position. Ali Decisive has been playing there in recent times. Tariq Lamptey has been playing there in recent times. Kamaldeen Mahmoud has been playing there in recent times. And of course, Kingsley Shangela. These are all players in recent times. They played that particular position in the Black Stars team. So it tells you that in recent times, we are struggling to look for the right player for that particular position. And we found ourselves in getting Caleb Rienchi of Norgeland. He's a typical DM, defensive midfielder, or a CM, central midfielder. But in these two games, the coach has been using him from that particular position as a typical right back in the team. And I think aside Lawrence Ejekum and Christopher Bonsuban, he's the next key player in the Black Stars team who was able to do well in the last two games. Sure. One of the key players that I saw in the two games was Francis Abu in the midfield. He also did well for the Black Stars of Ghana. And of course, Stefan Ambrosius, the central defender who played alongside Razak Simpson in the heart of the central defense. He also did well in the two games. So I think when the likes of Jiku and all these key players are not available, we have options in several positions within the Black Stars.
So it looks good. We are qualified for USA, Mexico, and Canada.
We should be there.
We should be there.
We should be there. I think looking at the performance of the Black Stars team, give us the next 2-3 years, I think Ghana can compete the AFCON title. World Cup, we are likely to be there. We have 4 games to play. 2 home games, 2 away games. Looking at the performance that the Black Stars have been putting up in recent times, I think Otuado is doing something right, together with the entire backroom staff of the Black Stars. Kudos to the performance of these players in the 2 games that we played in London.
Okay, so let's turn our attention to Jamaica, Nigeria. What kind of threats they both have going into this game, and what kind of opportunities will avail itself? First of all, the crowd. I'm not too sure if they ask us to do a head count, we'll be able to separate the two. We've not seen a lot of the other segments of the stadium, but the Jamaicans are there, that's for sure. The Nigerians are also there, that's for sure. One thing I remember about the Ghana-Nigeria game is when Nigeria went up 1-0. I was telling Coach Richard, all the Nigerians started singing one song. All we are saying, give us more goals. Yeah. So, Coach, are we looking at more goals in this final? First of all, the Nigerians, you've been in the final before, you've won it before, and like you said, over 130, 140 Nigerians were happy that Super Eagles beat the Black Stars. What's the euphoria like now?
Yes, like I said, this final is going to be something to boost those 10 local players, because when they are going for the Unity Cup, they brought in 10 local players from Remo Stars and Adamawa Stars all over. So the game will be a cagey one, but the Super Eagles will always skate through. That for sure, they will skate through it.
Okay.
The Jamaicans are not that strong like the Black Stars.
Okay.
So I predicted 2-1 win for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It's a game of winning your first half, second half, game management. That's what the coach is going to do. And that's what he has always been doing. First half, we have the privilege, we have the opportunity to do everything. Then after the first half, you see them taking the game ease, string passes together from defense to our midfield to attack. So with these issues, the coach knows that first half, that is the game. We go in there, get me the first 2 goals, then we are done. Game management, win the trophy for the young ones. That's just
But you think they have a core, the Super Eagles? You think they have a core? Because just like Ghana and Nanedu stated, we didn't have most of our key players. Yeah. The Nigerians are also playing without a few of the key players. Can they adapt to the cause?
Yes, they can adapt to the cause. When you watch the very first match against the Black Star, there is this left-footed midfielder in that team, in this Super Eagles current team. Plays for Remo Star or something. Okay. They call him Daniel. Yeah. Daniel. He was the one bullying, what was his name? Our number 8 was the
Majid
Ashimeru. Yes, he was the one just bullying the guy. So if that guy continue with what he's doing, and you have the experience of Ndidi behind, the team is going to gel well. Because if you watch what the coach was doing, he is playing one experienced player, one inexperienced player. So the experienced player, the one helping that of the what? That of the inexperienced player. Our right back, Sadiq from Remo Star, is one of the best crosser of the ball, like you just saw in the first goal. Yes, you can see him. The first goal, this is it. Good. Yes. Ping. This is just his trademark. Like Dani Alves, this is just his trademark. You see, this is just his the best trademark. This is his trademark. So with them, I believe the coach will also go with same starting 11. I don't think he's going to make any changes. Get me the goals in the first half, second half, game management, system, plan, and then you won the game.
And I think the future is bright for the Nigerian team. They were also missing close to 10 players. Arguably, the best right back this season in the Premier League was Olayena.
Yes,
he was missing from this game.
He's not available.
Said Sanusi, FC Porto, the left back, he was missing for this game. Yes. The 2 centre back, William Trostekon and Leon Balogan, they are all missing from these 2 games. Wilfred Ndidi and Frank Onyeka was back into the team, but they missed Joe Oribo. He's a key player in the Nigerian team. Victor Osimhen was missing from this particular 2 games. Ademola Lookman was missing from these 2 games. Victor Boniface, but he gave opportunity for some of the other players to also make an impact in the team. The likes of Nathan Teya of Bayer Leverkusen was part of the famous Xabi Alonso team that won the Bundesliga last season. So they are still having key players in the Nigeria team who were called upon in these 2 games. They made great impact in the game against Ghana.
tough game it will be. The Nigerians, the Jamaicans. Let's see whether they have any similarities. What is the trump card that they are going to use in this game? We saw the Nigerians come against the Ghanaians and they proved that they've got the strength, they've got the mental physique, and I think that they fortify themselves with the fact that, look, Ghana has dominated us for a while. Let's go out there and ensure that we get our pound of flesh, which they did. But, and this is the part that Nanedu likes. Nanedu, you care to comment?
That is why I wanted to be in the Jamaican camp, because it's a festival on its own. Jamaican has got special taste for beautiful things. And these are some of the things that will draw people to the stadium to watch beautiful football. Jamaican Carnival, they are enjoying good music. Look at the DJ. He is connecting with the people who are, singing the song, who are dancing, who are shaking themselves at a festival like this. And I think that is the reason why most of these Ghanaian people, Nigerian people, and Trinidad and Tobago people are watching the Jamaicans. They've taken this particular tournament as their own, and they are joining the festival in London.
Nanedu, if I don't stop you, continue up talking about carnivals, and we will not even get to the game itself. So what we'll do is that, again, viewers, thank you very much for joining us. This is the very final. It is the final of the finals. The Nigerians are in there. The Jamaicans are in there. Congratulations to the senior national team, the Black Stars. They made it to third position, but there's been a lot of positive feedback from the performance we saw from the senior national team, the Black Stars. When we come back from the break, we'll take a sneak preview into what we should expect. First 45 minutes, we'll also take a look at the squads that the teams will be coming up with. Then we will join their rivals and then their warm-up and see how it looks like. We're back from the break. Please don't go anywhere.
Premium Ghana cocoa beans, selected with great patience, roasted in time, grinded into a fine rich cocoa powder, tempered with a perfect amount of milk for a rich and creamy taste, filled with abundant goodness of the satisfying taste of cocoa, enriched with a burst of B vitamins, iron and zinc. Niche chocolate drink, taste of Ghana, enriched with. This advert is FDA approved.
Emribi etwam apomuden hu nsem agi nsem ho emma osuru yedin amasase ediawere ho enti onyankopon nam da asumu eda enua eni habama ebeji adasama enkwa ekire adujamfi okumanini barima enu akire no adujamfi esa kotra kwayem edaduanan agwamfa nsuo ankana no menu mienu apomuden panti wenti enigisem onyankopon de yare nyina so tumi ahye Dr. Tamdaso nsa gise di wawuo anase yesie no nkoa ene wontimi na yare sabia hode wasiesie ho kama fakakra bi bagye yare sa ewo kumase abuakwa agogo frayen 0244 774282
oyalefo bia kaise udimafo midimafo heba clinic Dr. Tamdaso.
They say life is about moments, those fleeting seconds that vanish in an instant. From that first unexpected connection, I have captured every breath of our story with the Techno Camon 40. With a quick double tap, the phone comes alive. Thanks to Flash Snap, every jump, laugh and adventure is captured effortlessly, playful, spontaneous and real.
Yeah, this is my secret. Give us P capsules. Pema wa holding from now on to me to my ding one pem. Give us P capsules. Overdo as a mama. Or no enemy lawyer.
Ah, and to lawyer no na show bottom. Are you bro? They na upon permission ba bet ya mo as a niji.
Bosano.
No. Nige nefi waka wo. The friend give us cold capsules. Say yes is yare na wo so. Ko di di wo ni pedwem wani na wo posa amaman entimi ma wunja wo nan yi. Wonum give us cold capsules ah. Obey free.
Lawyer.
Give us cold capsules.
And I give us P capsules.
Hey, and they give us free. Obey Chinasuma.
And men what if you do what you do cronkwan ever. Give us core capsules. A pain for a batter one more menu for an inquada when if you do me nunca.
MaxBuy has great news for all. MaxBuy, there's some dead abo. You can now buy your favorite mobile phones, air conditioners, TVs, fridges, chest freezers, and washing machines and pay later. Next is the idea. We'll be teaming up a tow in Yemenina our MaxBuy. Na etrin with ya. New Ghana card and a 30% down payment. Yet the shopping air cut the next level. Where the win Yasika Bebre and son of shopping our MaxBuy. It's buy now and pay later for all. For further inquiries, call us on 054-401-9552. Terms and conditions apply. MaxBuy, happy life.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. As an international journalist and actor, my health is my priority. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar in terms of my health. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Sister, please, let him talk to you. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chesena me ankasa me period no say problem is wom. Ntina ma wo ho idea ma me. Papa chesena nya asem ketewa. Na me coin point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro. Mo meduro me fire no. Ene ma won kra me enu. Foforo kwa na mkwama eba. Ti ani je dia ba fie pa.
You heard everything yourself.
Me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante. And then call endpoint or mama nura and then the white dear what me sorry ananti.
That's endpoint for you.
Of Acrobato.
Hello.
Hey, what chair?
Okay.
A free bra with the endpoint what dance. I'm a choir no. Me Joseph say my name Koye and pass one of my rain and then Magina Sabema. Now me be fear for the one in Jaresa.
You heard everything. I have secret. Endpoint is my secret. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. I'm free.
It's like you win.
Let the fun and excitement begin. Your #1 online casino in Ghana, Lucky Win, is back with a bang. With more than 70 new exciting games and big cash prizes, including the popular Aviator, where you can win 1,000 times your bet amount. You can also win in the 500,000 Ghana cedis cash giveaways in the cash draw, cash rain, and give back daily promotions. Enjoy our welcome bonus and free gift coins available every single day. Just go to luckywin.com.gh on any of our smart devices and play a game. You can start with as low as 1 Ghana cedi and you stand to win big. My buddy, look sharp. Lucky Win. Play with less, win big.
All right, thank you very much, viewers, for sticking and staying with us, and we appreciate your patience. Now, we're going through the motions as we get ready to bring on the two teams onto the field of play at the G-Tech Community Stadium in Brentford. We'll take a look at how these two teams size up, and then, of course, we will take a sneak preview into what is in store for them. But let's take a look at the arrival of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Wonderful buses and security very, 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 very strong and uptight. All right, so we usher the two teams into the stadium, and as the same stadium that they had all both played in before, so they are very, very much aware of what it will take. The Super Eagles of Nigeria looking quite confident as they come up against Jamaica. At least for a fact, TNT did well against Ghana, but they couldn't match the strength of the Ghanaians. The Nigerians pipped the Ghanaians out, and so it will be time to show our brothers from Jamaica what African football is all about. And this charge will be led by the Nigerians. Coach is looking comfortable. He's looking good. Another victory for him. 140 million Nigerians would fall in love with him. But let's see how it will go. Jamaica plays some very good football, but so do the Nigerians. And we will have two teams who will battle and go out strength for strength. We'll take a look at the starting lineups as well. We will also take a look at their warm-up in preparation for the big final. We understand that there's a crowd outside the stadium who are making their way into the stadium. And so we are expecting more of a carnival than just a game of 90 minutes of football. Don't forget, the Nigerians have not had it smooth sailing in terms of the World Cup qualifications. And so, again, these two coaches are taking a look at using this tournament to build up formidable sides for further interest in terms of other matches to come. The Jamaicans are also going to go through the poll to ensure that they have a formidable team strong enough to make a case for the Reggae Boys. And talking about the Reggae Boys, they also arrive hale and hearty, I would want to presume. And once again, security will be at its best to ensure that the right things are done. Now, they also have an opportunity to get into the stadium itself. Nana, what did you make of the Jamaican side against TNT?
I think, the strength of their team was the wing play. They have natural wingers who can cut in from both the left and the right side of the attack. That is why they were able to cause that famous penalty in the first goal in the game against Trinidad and Tobago. So if Nigeria can stop the wing play of the Jamaican team, that will be the strength of their play. So the first thing Eric Chelle will have to do is to make sure he deploy a system that will stop the wing play. So I prefer wing backs or lateral defenders who are strong in defending much more than attacking. That will be the strength of the Nigerian team. So the most important thing is to strong the wing play of the Jamaican team.
The wing play obviously would be the strong point for the Jamaicans. But in that state, Coach Richard, how does the Super Eagles avoid the dominance of the wing play of the Jamaicans?
It is quite clear. With the wing play, you adapt to capture the Jamaicans. They are very good in the wings. So are you going to go in 5 at the back, or you let it be 1v1 situation? If you think the defender is not strong enough to hold the winger, what do? You switch to your 3-4-3 system. So I believe with the coach, he has studied the Jamaicans very well, and the team he has also studied that they play from the wings, operate more from the wing. So what do? We cut more of their wings play, and then force them to play the Nigeria style of play, which is more of the midfield also playing from the wings, because Nigeria also play from the wings. So it's going to be a battle of who is going to oppress who at the wing play, because Nigeria also like playing from the wings. Most of our play is from the wings. Either Chukwueze here or when Ademola Lookman was here, from the wings, from the lateral. So it's going to be a very, very interesting game we are coming to watch. So far as the final, it's going to be very interesting, I'm telling you.
But will the wing play be as efficient in the absence of the key regular performance?
I think the coach is going to make some vital changes when it comes to the Jamaicans, because the Jamaicans are very fast. They're very fast, very quick, and very decisive. So I believe the coach is going to make some adjustments to that of his lineup. The one he played against Ghana may be different from the one he's going to use against the Jamaicans because of the wing play?
Well, let's see how effective the wing play will be. We're trying to get you the team sheets so that it gives us a fair idea of what to expect. But that would stand. Okay, so here we have the lineup for the Nigerians. Mwabili will be in goal. Ismaila Ndidi will captain the team. We've got Onyeka, Igo, Deses, Chukwueze, Simon, Teller, Agu, and Frederick. Is this a lineup that is capable, Richard, of causing havoc?
Yes, you can see from what we are saying. He started Ismaila.
Yeah.
He started Teller. He started Agu. He started, how they call him? Igor. So this is more of...
Which of them is the threat? Would you say it's Chukwueze?
No. Teller is more of a threat in this
Teller is more of a threat.
Okay. What are Simon Moses?
Simon Moses, those guys are guys who have been with the team for long, but the main threat Nigeria is going to have going forward in this game is that of Teller, the number 19, who is going to operate more from the right wing. Is going to operate more of the right wing. With what I'm saying there, he's going to operate more of the right wing. I think indeed he's going to play as a centre back, if I'm not making a mistake. With this formation, I think it is more of a centre back. This is all attacking team, more of an attacking team. They are just put in there.
When you look at the Nigerian team, Dessa is a typical centre forward. He was one of the top scorers for Rangers in the Scottish League. So he is starting as a typical arrowhead for the Nigerian, the typical centre forward, with Samuel Chukwueze operating from the right side, who will cut him with the left foot in the inside of his foot. So that is the strength of Samuel Chukwueze, the same as Simon Moses. That is why Nathan Tyler. So it tells me the coach is going for a 3-back system with more of wing backs.
Okay.
Then attacking midfielder supporting the main centre forward.
Okay.
So I agree with coaches that it's more of a attacking team, putting pressure on the opponent defense. So that is the strength of this Nigerian team. So it's a strong team, strong lineup going to face the Jamaicans, and I think Nigeria should be able to win 5 minutes because it's a strong lineup they are playing. And Kelechi Iheanacho and the rest are on the bench. They will come in the second half to put more pressure on the opponent. So I think it's a strong lineup from the Nigerian team.
We saw them enter the game in the second half in the match against Ghana. And they obviously are a threat. But, Nana, what will Nigeria lose or gain depending on the result? If they win, what does this do to the Super Eagles? If they lose, what does this do to the Super Eagles?
If they win, you give them that confidence because, you know, Nigeria's chance of qualifying for the World Cup is about 30-35% because their main game against Zimbabwe, I remember Vitosimi scoring that important goal in the early stages of the second half. The last minute, Zimbabwe was able to score to make it 1-1 in Nigeria after going away to win against Rwanda in a way. So in that 2 games, they had 4 points. But because of the previous results in the qualifier, Nigeria were struggling in the qualifiers. So they need to get at least this win to boost their confidence in the last 4 games of the World Cup qualifier. And I think they will do their best. But they are in the group where they find themselves in a difficult situation because Bafana and the Hugo Blues are doing well in terms of the qualifiers.
Exactly.
So getting a draw at home against Zimbabwe is a reason why Nigeria may not go to the World Cup. So when you win a game like this, proud to the AFCON ending of this year, it boosts the players' confidence. It gives them the chance of doing something in the next AFCON. I think it's still a strong squad. When these players are getting the opportunity, they need to, you know, grab it and make sure when the key players are not around, they can make an impact in the Nigerian team.
Key impact is what they would all want to find out. But again, as we saw in the match for 3rd place, both coaches did not underline the point, or underline, I should say, the point that this competition has given them a lot of width in terms of opportunities given to the younger version of players. And we think that it will enhance the build-up of the teams as we go along. But in all this, the coaches have one thing in common. Their views also play a part. First of all, let's go to the camp of the Nigerians and listen to what the coach had to say.
My name is Eli Kondo from Ghana, Max TV. I want to find out from you, what do you think would be the antidote for your team towards beating Jamaica tomorrow?
I don't want to talk about that. The reality is I need to be focused on my team, of the game of my team. I don't want to talk about Jamaica because I'm not the coach of Jamaica. The most important thing for me is how my team plays this game, how my team improve every day after the training session. It's most important for me.
All right, the coach would definitely not want to talk about Ghana because he knows exactly what he saw in the Ghanaian team. But the Nigerians are looking forward to some wonderful performance against Jamaica. Indeed, we understand that the stadium is just about 3/4 full, or just about half or over half full. The Jamaicans are there in their numbers, and so are the Nigerians in their numbers. But what kind of threat, what kind of advantage does the Reggae Boys have, or do the Reggae Boys have, in terms of coming into this game? Just like the Nigerians, they also have to fight for qualification. They would have to take a look at the import of their team in terms of the quality, in terms of the build-up. This is the lineup for the Jamaicans. Regular suspects in there, Lembikisa. There's King, there's Holgate. King got that goal, the last-minute goal. Then there's Bell, there's Russell, there's Hayden, there's Palmer, who leads by example. I mean, it's got an all-around team. And that is where the threat is, because the starting 11 of the Reggae Boys gives or puts a lot of fear in opponents. But will that fear be enough to sway the Nigerians as they come into contact with them? It's 90 minutes. It's going to be 90 minutes of action. The Jamaicans are coming to the party, but again, it's a very tall order. But let me start with Nanedu. Do they have a threat that the Nigerians should be aware of?
Yes, they have strong players in their team. Even though going to this particular tournament, they were missing some key players. Leon Bailey was one of the key players. Michel Antonio, Demarai Gray. These are key players they were missing ahead of this particular tournament. They still have a strong squad. I saw River Morrison on the bench. River Morrison, in the last 10 years, he has been in the Italian Serie A and, of course, the English Premier League. He's on the bench. So it tells you the kind of team the Jamaican team are having in this particular tournament. They still have a strong team, right from the goalkeeping department to the attack.
Sure.
As I'm saying, the Nigerians need to be careful from the wing play. They still have a strong team that can compete them. And the first 45 minutes, they will be more consecutive, try to soak the pressure from the Nigerian team. After the first 20 minutes, then they will start putting pressure on the Nigerian team. So that is one area I noticed in their game against Trinidad and Tobago. So when you watch the first 15 minutes of the game against Trinidad and Tobago was playing well in the first 15 minutes.
Okay.
Until after the first 15 minutes, that is where Jamaica came into the game, tried to put pressure on the Trinidad and Tobago defense. So I think that is the strength of their team. They will put pressure as is when it's important to them, then they will give it to the opponent. So it's a strong team that is facing Nigeria in this final.
Strong team that faces the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The West African neighbors, Ghana, has won third place. Can the Nigerians pick up gold? Or will it be Jamaica running amok over the Nigerians, and of course the Nigerians will play second fiddle to them? Nigeria on this occasion believe that this is an opportunity, first of all, for the team that has been put together and to show a lot of class, and then also for the Jamaicans to see whether they have the complement of players who can also deliver the goods when it matters most. We're still building up to the big kickoff. It's the very final of the 2025 Unity Cup. Is right here on Max TV. Special thanks goes to Medimafo Herbal Clinic, Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic, Jaga 4 Bitters, Givers Co and P Capsules, Niche Chocolate Drink, Max by Techno, and Lucky Win. I'm still waiting for my elders to summon me that we have a big winner in the Mega Cash Unity Cup promo, and so if you're still at it, we encourage you to do more. It's only 10 Ghana cedis per text as you come in *426 *8#, and you could be walking away with goodies, a lot of goodies. First 45 minutes coming up, and we're to take a look at the two teams in terms of the strengths, in terms of the weaknesses. Are there any key players we should be looking out for game. Okay, so let's go back to the screen. And Cyril Dessers, we saw his input against the Black Stars, and so we definitely know that he is one that should not be given any space at all. Ronaldo Cephas of Jamaica will also come in strong, sturdy, and very, very hard. And so obviously it is going to be a match of grit and steel, if you ask. And for the Nigerians, they believe that a lot of cohesion coming through, because the likes of Cyril Dessers plays with a lot of telepathy, especially when the balls are floated in from the wings. How about Ronaldo Cephas? Ronaldo Cephas plays more or less like that utility status. And there we saw Cyril Dessers getting the goal for the Nigerians. And then the build-up coming from the right-hand side of the wing. And Coach Richard spoke about that earlier on. Easy cross, easy finish for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Not too sure whether the Jamaicans will be leaving a lot of spaces in the back as the Nigerians come forward. But I guess that is also where we're going to have a lot of trembling in terms of the attack anytime they come forward. There is the Unity Cup that we're talking about, and we've been talking about this for ages, for months, for weeks. This is what you get at the end of 90 minutes should you have beaten any team that comes your way. The onus lies on Nigeria and Jamaica. Tough match it is, if you ask me. Who is going to win or who is going to walk away with this cup? The Nigerians have held it before, and so they might think that they have everything it takes. The Jamaicans were runners-up before. They think this is the time for them to win the trophy. Richard, what in terms of whether they win it again, which is Nigeria, or Jamaica take it away from them, how much pressure do you think the Super Eagles are under? Are they under pressure to win it again? It's something they've won it before. The Jamaicans are coming in strong. They came close but didn't win it. They would want to lay hands on it.
I don't think there is any pressure. No, I don't think there is any pressure.
There's no pressure on the Nigerians?
No, there is no pressure. The reason why I say there is no pressure is a normal match, like a friendly, it's an international friendly, to prepare them for the coach also to see who he can initiate to the team. He already has, like my brother here said, Nigeria missing more than 10, 11 players. He wants to know those he can rely on. If these guys are not in, I rely on these guys that they can do the job. So I don't think there's any pressure. It's going to go in there just like the way the Ghana-Nigeria match was, the same way, no pressure. Just go there, have fun, play with ease, and they are going to come at victory.
Coach, you make it sound so simple.
But football is simple.
You make it sound so simple.
Football is always simple when you do the basic, the right thing at the right time.
So you think the first half will be a dominant feature for the Super Eagles?
From Eric Chelle, all his matches right from Mali coming, it's only first half. Just go through his history.
Okay.
After the first 45 minutes, then lead two of the second 10, 15 minutes
of the
second half. That's 60 minutes. It's off.
And then they are gone.
They are gone. He had a lot of energy. He made them exhaust their energy more in the first 60 minutes. Then the last 30 minutes, you see them start making wrong passes, making silly simple mistakes, silly mistakes, and then they punish him. It happened to Mali in the AFCON in Ivory Coast here. We all saw it. The last seconds of the game, that time is game management. Keep playing. Just take the ball to throw or play the ball away. You were just trying to do 1-2 in the middle. Payan, that's all. They score you and start pouring water on his head.
Nanedu, the fans, the crowd, the excitement. We saw, or we listened, we heard and we listened to a lot of music during the Ghana TNT game. And it looks like the DJ is whipping up the enthusiasm in the stands. Now the Nigerians are getting themselves together. all we are saying, give us more goals. That's their traditional clarion call song. What do you think?
You know, both Nigeria and Jamaica have some good music in the world, and everybody enjoy their music, and that is
so
why.
Nanedu, before you even continue, let me ask, regardless of who wins the match, it is all about excitement.
That is the most important thing, because the two teams in the final, they enjoy themselves, they enjoy good music, and they are adding football. And now the two teams are playing well, especially per what we saw in the first game. Nigeria played well against Ghana, especially in the first 45 minutes, just like what coach was talking about. Jamaica played well, even though Trinidad and Tobago came back into the game, equaling the 2 goals, but they were able to come back to pick the maximum win in that particular game. So they are going to the final with more excitement from what we saw in their first game that they played in the Unity Cup. So I think it's going to be a good final to witness, involving Nigeria and, of course, Jamaica.
But we need a winner.
Personally, I think the favorite to win this particular tournament is Jamaica. The favorite to win
Coach
this
Richard,
particular
did you hear
You know, he has his opinion because the Black Star lost, so you have to say the Jamaicans are going to win. That is how football is all over the world. But I can tell you categorically, the Super Eagles, this match is like, how would I put it?
Like it's a training match for you.
For me, it's like a training match, but for them, there is a final. Like I said, it's an easy game. There is no pressure. You don't come here to come and take the ball from defense, come and dribble. No. You see, when they were playing Ghana in the first 45 minutes, they were making it easy. 1, 2, touch, move. 1, 2, touch. That's the same way the Super Eagles are also going to do with this game. So it's all about who had the chances and who took his chances. If Nigeria had the chance and then they took it, fine. But I'm telling you, it's a clean sweep. 2-1.
Clean sweep is what Coach Richard has declared for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You know, on a very good day when the Super Eagles are playing and they are playing their hearts out and they've got some very good football days, they can go all out to bang in the goals. They're playing against the Jamaicans, who are going to rely on their speed. Fortunately, Usain Bolt is not at the stadium, so they may not have that much impetus and exuberance in that regard. But for the fun, and I'm loving everything we're seeing on the field. Look at the Nigerian ladies. Look at the musicians on display. Look at the DJ. It is a whole carnival. And I understand that when Ghana's match ended, the next 30 minutes was dedicated to Ghanaian music, much more than the Trinidad and Tobago, because we saw their band in the stand giving out pockets of renditions of music.
We should have taken Stoneboy there.
We should have taken Stoneboy there?
Yeah. For that 30 minutes, for Stoneboy to
it would have been something else. That would have
I can see some Nigerian musician. I saw a DJ from Jamaica. So it means they had a special plan for this particular competition from the DJ side, from the musician side. And that is one thing that is making them enjoy at the GTech Arena.
Okay, so these pictures are coming live from the GTech Community Stadium, and we are loving it. We are loving it right here. The Jamaicans are there in their numbers.
I think we have a lot of Jamaican in London, because per the 2 games, I think Jamaican have more support than any other country.
I wouldn't agree. I couldn't agree with you more.
Oh, Nigeria has a lot more.
Per what we saw.
Yes. Nigeria had
more. I think the Nigerians are more. They are more in terms of numbers at the stadium.
Yeah, they're more in terms of number in the stadium. Nigerians are more. Nigerians there with more than in that stadium you are looking at. This is just the part of the Jamaicans. When you go over there, you see Nigerians are more.
Okay. So fortunately, the cameraman heard you, and he's giving us a sneak preview of the number of people there at the stadium. And I think the green, black, and yellow seems to be more than the green and white.
Oh, you see, it is 2 halves. These are for them. The other part are for the
okay. Okay. All right. So this is the part for the Jamaicans.
Yeah, this is the part,
and that is why we're seeing a lot of the Jamaicans in there. But I also like the camaraderie. You know, the Jamaicans are mixing up with the Nigerians, and it's all about football. Football brings fun. Football brings excitement, you know, and this is a competition, or this is a tournament that is supposed to bring the best out of 4 countries, 2 from the other side of the globe and 2 from this side of the globe. So obviously there'll be a lot of fun, there'll be a lot of excitement. The pitch is getting ready to receive the two teams onto the field of play. The Nigerians say that they have the first half wrapped up. We'll take a look at that shortly. And then the Jamaicans would also want to believe that, look, with the total support we gave to the Reggae Boys in the first match, which brought a lot of success, they are looking to replicate what they did for them. I see a few Ghanaians in there as well. Also,
I think because it's a final, most of the Ghanaians who came to support the Black Stars against Trinidad and Tobago stayed to watch this particular final too. So I can see.
And where do you think their support will go? The Ghanaians?
I think most of them will be supporting the Jamaican national team.
What is it about the Nigerians that you don't like?
I think, you know, in this particular tournament, I've enjoyed what I've seen from the Jamaican national team. They played good football. And most of the Ghanaians, because they beat us in the first game, they will be there to support the Jamaican national team.
All right, so viewers, once again, let's make mention of our proud sponsors: Midimafo Herbal Clinic, Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic, Jaga 4, Bitters, Give Us Co and P Capsules, Niche Chocolate Drink, Max Buy, Techno, Lucky Win, and of course, keep the texts coming in. *426*8#. We are making you winners of wonderful prizes. The teams are just about getting ready in the tunnel. And so any moment from now, oh, this is a carnival. This is what we want to see in football. Football unites. And so the Jamaicans in there, the Nigerians in there, we saw one Ghanaian or a couple of Ghanaians in there as well. This is what they are playing for. That is the 2025 Unity Cup. It is Omo Naija, green, white, and green. And look at the lady go. Oh, man. Nanedu should have been at the stadium to report live for us. And the Unity Cup, the winning cup of 2025, the players are out and getting ready to do battle. The fans are receiving them with all the pomp and pageantry. That's a Nigerian lady and a Jamaican gentleman. I'm sure they know themselves already, but hey, the Nigerians know how to do it, don't they? Nanedu, sorry you are stuck with me in the studios. We will take a look at the two sides. And of course, we've taken a look at the lineup. We've taken a look at the threats and the possibilities. The field is just about getting ready. The flags of both countries are buzzing with a lot of activity. The officials are on the field. They all walk past the trophy. And so let's now join the action at the G-Tech Community Stadium, where Nigeria and Jamaica vie for the championship in the 2025 Unity Cup. We'll join you again at halftime.
In England's capital, it's the showpiece occasion of an event that's been a celebration of sporting and cultural connections between the competing nations. Fiercely fought on the field, a carnival in the crowd. Both Nigeria and Jamaica will be determined to finish it in fitting fashion by lifting the Unity Cup. The action is on the way after we've heard the national anthems. A rousing rendition. Steve McClaren joining in as well, almost a year into the job as the Jamaican head coach. So let's have a look then at how the sides line up in this Unity Cup final. Jamaica field an unchanged side from their semi-final success over Trinidad and Tobago on Tuesday. Richard King, Casey Palmer and Ramon Burrell all scored their first international goals in that game. Burrell of Albion doing so on his debut to earn another start today. The Reggae Boys have a World Cup qualifier coming up a week today, so it's another chance for some of these players to impress ahead of that and a Gold Cup summer to come. There's a new name on the bench with Peterborough United's Malik Mothersill added to the squad since the semi-final. He's hoping for a possible debut later. And some contrast, Eric Shell has made 4 changes to the Nigeria team, which started their semi-final win over Ghana. 2 of those are in the back 4, where there are debuts for Felix Agu, a former German under-21 international who's been given the all-clear his first appearance for the Super Eagles. Benjamin Frederick does likewise, a late addition to the squad since the semi. He hasn't had trouble far. He's part of the Brentford team and makes the senior international debut at the GTEC. He started his career at Moses Simon's academy back home and lines up alongside him today. Simon in for his 80th cap and Nathan Teller for just his 2nd. Ajayi, Daniel, Onyemaichi and Alimi are the 4 to make way to the bench from midweek. Well, he's still very much in the early stages of his tenure. The former manager of Mali, Eric Shell, has had 3 games in charge of Nigeria thus far. 2 wins and a draw. Both these nations hoping for potential World Cup qualification, although Nigeria find their prospects in real peril. After drawing 4 of their first 6 qualifiers, they will resume that campaign early in the autumn. This is one of 2 remaining matches before then, but Steve McClaren will lead his team into World Cup qualifying action a week today in their next fixture in Road Town against British Virgin Islands. As he did at the start of the semi-final, he's opted to take a seat in the stands to start, having sent out the same side that progressed in stoppage time from the spot in that dramatic semi-final against Trinidad and Tobago. Well, we have a Premier League referee in charge today. Stuart Atwell is out in the middle, as he was for Nigeria's win over Ghana on Wednesday. Final fixture of the 4 at the Unity Cup here at the GTEC, and there is a trophy on the line for the winners of this one. Ghana having seen off Trinidad and Tobago comfortably by 4 goals to 0 in the 3rd place playoff earlier. Ranking the Nigerian form maybe from the semis. Steve McClaren expecting an even tougher test today. He was full of praise for Nigeria and their performance in midweek at the pre-match press conference, but he also feels that his side are in a much better position than they were going into Tuesday night. More time on the training field since then. Let's see how both of these teams rise to the occasion. And what an occasion it has been in the build-up. The fans playing their part. Now it's down to the players to try and provide further entertainment, as they have done throughout this competition. And as both bosses have made the point, out to try and win it. It's a friendly really in name only. Nigeria all in the white with a couple of new boys at the back. Felix Agu and Benjamin Frederick both making their international debuts. Frederick doing so before he's played for Brentford's senior side. He was their under-21 player of the year in the campaign that has just concluded, and at the age of 19 stepped straight into the team for Nigeria. He went to the under-20 World Cup with them a couple of years ago. He is in possession early on, brought in to bolster the numbers after Ahmed Musa withdrew from the squad. Their all-time appearance record holder came on for cap number 111 on Wednesday, but he's not involved today, missing through personal reasons, we're told. So Frederick summoned instead. Here is Moses Simon. In the absence of Musa, the most experienced in this side. Stopped by Dexter Lembekisa, the right back who's just spent the season on loan in England's League One. Barnsley from Wolves, conceding the early corner. Samuel Chukwueze of Milan is going to take this one. One of the more experienced members of this Nigerian side. Not everybody available. They'll play another friendly in Russia next week, and they will have a number of their more senior players back available again. Chukwueze will certainly fancy his chances of getting involved early. Fourth consecutive start for him, for Nigeria. And on the day of the Champions League final, a reminder that he, of course, was a semi-finalist not too long ago with Villarreal. Alfred Ndidi with a key part to play in the centre of the pitch, certainly, in an otherwise fairly youthful side. Felix Agu on debut, but a little too high. And he was initially called up to the squad only to train with us. They awaited information from the German Football Federation. Would be eligible to switch to Nigeria. He has played Germany at under-21 level, but he only did so in a couple of friendlies. So there was nothing standing in his way of a switch of international allegiance. A player who made 22 appearances in the Bundesliga this season. Thrown in at the earliest opportunity, really, this week by Eric Schaut. He'll get the opportunity to stake his claim for more regular involvement at left back going forward from here. Here's Dixon, and he got there first. The goalkeeper has come, and it is relieved, I'm sure, that Kahim Dixon was forced wide by Felix Agu. Still work for Ogbu to do. Jamaica looking to ask some early questions of a inexperienced Nigerian defence. Sadiq Ismaila, the right back, is the most experienced in this side in terms of international caps, and he's only winning his third. There are any Nigerian nerves early on. Jamaica are trying to test them out here and capitalise on that with Lembekisa. To Kahim Dixon. This is Frederick. And barged off the ball by Burrell. Right in the centre of your picture there, amongst the fans in the stands, Steve McLaren watches on. One of his big ambitions, he said when he took the job, was to bring Nigeria to play an international back in his home nation. And hopes his return to international management will have a happier ending than his first foray. And once before have Jamaica reached the World Cup finals, but that is very much on their agenda. And this game a big part of the preparations for the matches to come. Against British Virgin Islands, and then at home in Kingston at the office to Guatemala a week Tuesday. Currently level on points with the Guatemalans a couple of games into the second round of CONCACAF World Cup qualifying. This is a slightly different format this year because, of course, 3 of the CONCACAF nations are through automatically as hosts. Now Nigeria advancing with options in attack. And the pressure there was John Russell, but he did well. Frederick will reach that. Just ahead of Romain Burrell. Scored a lovely goal on debut. Improvised finish from close range with the overhead to open his international account at the earliest opportunity. Moses Simon well advanced here. 2 or 3 in the penalty area wearing white. And will have to settle for the corner. Out by Chukwueze. It's a nice ball, wasn't it, for Moses Simon. the 8th most capped player in Nigeria's history, winning number 80 tonight. He's scored up 200 appearances for his club side Nantes. Might be without some star names, but they still have experience to call upon in this squad. He's going to take it. Only partially dealt with, and it will come back the way of Moses Simon. Felix Akou. Sadiq Ismaila, who set up their opening goal against Ghana in the semi-final. Lovely running cross down the right-hand side. And it was just his second cap. Simon again, to try and link with Chukwueze. Did well to reach there. Almost went beyond the byline, but instead he was able to call Shakan Davis into action. Wasn't going to give up on that one, was he? It looked very close, Chukwueze. Well claimed by Davis in goal. So a fairly keenly contested opening to the contest, with very little between them in these first 8 minutes. And Burrell putting the pressure on Ogbu, who only made his debut in midweek in the semi. Dixon. Hugo Ogbu of Slavia Prague is the defender who came away with it. Celebrating championship success in Czechia with Slavia this season, comes into this on a high. There's Frank Onyeka, he's another back on familiar territory. He's a Brentford player despite spending last season out on loan in the Bundesliga at Augsburg. Turning back to his parent club as it stands for next season, although there may well be other suitors for his signature if he decides to make a move. And Wilfred Ndidi resuming that partnership that they forged to great effect against Ghana. It is Ndidi that plays it forward here, looking for Cyril Dessers. Pumps it on towards Simon, who scores! Didn't take long. Nigeria in front in the final, thanks to their skipper Moses Simon. In the right place to apply the finishing touch there. After some good work from Cyril Dessers, who opened the scoring in the semi and has turned provider this time. He's the most capped player in this starting lineup for Nigeria, and he scores for Nigeria for the 10th time in his distinguished international career. Came from halfway. It was close to offside, wasn't it, against Cyril Dessers, who delivered dangerously, and Simon was just first to react, really, reaching it ahead of Lembekisa and applying the finishing touch, having done so right into the corner. Davis in goal, no chance of reaching that, despite the proximity of the player in front of him. So advantage to the Super Eagles already. And a role reversal is going to be required by the Reggae boys, who went 2-up against Trinidad and Tobago in their semi-final, only to lose that lead and re-establish it in stoppage time from the penalty spot. A goal that will settle down Eric Shell's team, surely, as he looks to continue his unbeaten start to his time in charge. Schmeiler, back to Benjamin Frederick. Openings again for Nigeria here, just wasn't quite able to pick the pass through the middle as intended there, Chukwueze. So So Jamaica will take their turn to attack instead with Ronaldo Cephas. Really dangerous ball in, Davis arriving and touched in by Kaheem Dixon. 1-1. And a huge roar greets the rapid response from the Reggae boys. Kaheem Dixon of Charlton Athletic has levelled it up for Jamaica. They were behind for less than 2 minutes. Owed much to Cephas. He won both of their penalties in the semi-final. He was the main threat again here, down the left. Strong surge and a really dangerous ball in. It was just in front of Burrell, but Dixon beyond him was able to apply the finishing touch. Sliding in to try and stop him, the Nigerian defence were just unable to do so. Frank Onyeka was the closest. They have actually taken a little touch off here, but it's Dixon's goal. It's 1-1 in the Unity Cup final. He just made his way down to the touchline at Steve McLaren, greeted by the goal, and it's all square again. The referee is going to stop the play here and produce the yellow card for the challenge. An eventful few minutes for Kaheem Dixon. He just scored his third international goal to get Jamaica back on terms. He's now come into the book. And this is why. He had long since gone when the contact came with Cyril Dessers. And that's something of an understatement. Referee Stuart Atwell was right on the scene and produced the yellow card for Jamaica's number 9. Well, a very eventful start to this final. Chukwueze standing over the free kick. Nigeria try and re-establish their advantage. Having swiftly seen it wiped out by Jamaica. Work it wider for Simon. Chukwueze who took it. Moses Simon, scorer of their opening goal, trying to create something for them here. Plenty up there, but it should be the goalkeeper's ball, and it is. Good take by Shakan Davis. He's winning only a third cap tonight. There's currently a vacancy in goal with Andre Blake not part of this squad, their regular number 1 because of injury. Davis got the nod in midweek and did enough to keep his place today. Both his backups on the bench are yet to win a senior international cap. It's a position in which they are currently lacking any real experience. This has been pretty busy early on. Lembekisa towards Dixon, dealt with by Agu. Lembekisa could keep it in, but no more than that, although possession is presented back to him here. Touch in there for Isaac Hayden as well. Now Dixon. Scored on his debut in a friendly against Trinidad and Tobago back in March of last year, Kaheem Dixon. Also scored against Dominica in World Cup qualifying nearly a year ago. And he has another one today to get his team back on terms in short order. Nathan Tella of Bayer Leverkusen, of the English-born contingent in the Nigerian side. then by Chukwueze, looking for Dessers. Richard King's gone with him. Chukwueze again. It's a strong run. And again, it was close to having crept out of play, but the referee indicating it didn't, allowed it to continue. Jamaica forced to clear it, where Ramon Burrell was the only target for them. Saku forward from full-back, linking with Moses Simon. The ball as well for Teller. Didn't quite have the time to take the touch. It's just settling down again a little bit, isn't it, after the flurry of activity, the trading of goals in this final. Which, by the way, just to remind you, if it is level after 90 minutes, will be settled by a penalty shootout. Jamaica were just minutes away from needing one of those in midweek before settling it from the spot anyway in stoppage time against Trinidad and Tobago. Chukwueze, he's at the centre of everything at the moment, looking for Simon. Davis comes and gathers it. They have embraced the occasion. The Jamaican supporters enjoying the day. The weather helps as well, the sunshine out for finals day. And it's been a really bright start on the field from both. And Bekisa, that was risky. Very little time for Davis. And he found Cyril Dessers almost on top of him straight away. Keese's ball back here to the goalkeeper, just caught him unawares a little bit. This is not quite able to take advantage. Winning an 8th cap, the Rangers striker, top scorer in Scotland in the season just gone. 18 league goals he got to earn his opportunity with the national team in the absence from the squad of the likes of Victor Osimhen. He's one of the more notable names available at the moment. Has responded with that opening goal in midweek. He's yet to win a cap actually in a competitive international. All 8 of them have come in friendlies. He's given away. Here's the goal scorer, Kaheem Dixon. Russell trying to put the pressure on. Ball goes back to his goalkeeper, calmly dealt with by Wabali. Chukwueze dispossessed. Dixon. And Bekisa did well to get his foot in. And has it back again here. Gets to Bekisa, forward towards Burrell. Nearly for Casey Palmer. And here goes Ismaila. He's certainly got plenty of competition for that right-back role, but is currently in possession of the shirt in this squad in the absence of the likes of Ola Aina and Brighter Sai Samuel. They will come into the squad against Russia next week. Let's have a look at the possible penalty appeal from a couple of minutes ago. It would have been harsh, I think, against Richard King as Chukwueze cut it back. Chukwueze doing well to keep it in play. The questions were asked of the referee, but he waved it away straight away. Trying to take them all on. He stayed down at the end of that as Jamaica come clear with it. The referee again letting it go, allowing the game to flow where possible. Moses Simon. For Onyeka, back for Simon again. Enjoying the territory at the moment, Nigeria, but Jamaica maintaining their defensive discipline. And Bakisa looking for options. They are just being pinned back a little bit, the Reggae boys at the moment. He only had 1 day's training, said Steve McLaren before their semi-final, so he's been able to get to work with the players on the training ground since then. Watching on in the stands, amongst many alumni today, Chris Hughton, former Ghana manager, of course, they were winners earlier in the third-place playoff. Here's Dessers for Nigeria with a sided goal, and then does get the shot away. The goalkeeper can't hold it, but is able to grab it at the second attempt. Shekan Davis's great foot. Dessers, who posed the danger initially. Holgate held him up, but ultimately couldn't prevent the shot from coming in. And he got down smartly second time around, did Davis, at the feet of Nathan Teller. Isaac Hayden. Forward by Richard King, but straight through towards Wabali. He's cutting a frustrated figure a little bit at the moment. McLaren, his team haven't pushed on since getting themselves back on terms. Currently holding what they have, as we go beyond the midway point of this first half of the final. Just 2 defeats in charge so far for Steve McLaren from his first 11 games at the Jamaican helm. Signed a 2-year contract at the end of July last year. Ogbu will get it back again from Onyeka, who then took a tumble. Now Frederick. Initially joined Brentford on loan a couple of seasons ago. Made that permanent. And impressed as their under-21 player of the year. A big step up to senior international level today. His proximity played a part in the late call-up. He's gone straight into the starting lineup. There's Simon, just about settled for that, had to settle for that really, up against Mbakisa, who stood his ground. But he's got his goal already. And he's assuming set-piece responsibility once more as the player who's taken over the captain's armband today. Scored for the first time for Nigeria since the friendly against Mozambique. October of 2023. Nothing came from the corner. And Nigeria, in maintaining possession, will revert all the way to their goalkeeper. Now, was talked before the game that Stanley Wabali's been the regular recently. He's started 20 the last 22 internationals. Now would get a breather on the bench today, and the plan was perhaps to play Maduka Okoye instead, but there's been a little bit of a rethink in that policy. And Okoye remains on the bench because another goalkeeper, Amos Obasogi, hasn't been able to join up with the squad. He was intending to feature in the friendly against Russia next week, but visa issues, I think, have played a part in that. So a little bit of a goalkeeping rethink required from Eric Schell. There's not too many options immediately available to Lembakisa here. With the London-born contingent in Lambeth. 4 first-team appearances for his parent club Wolves before getting regular game time in England's League One with Barnsley. And solitary appearance in the Premier League so far for Lembakisa. Been kept busy in this opening quarter. Look at the play coming down this Nigerian left. Onyeka stopped in his tracks. He didn't take too kindly to it, and then he takes a tumble at the end of it. There we go in the meantime with Onyeka still down. Casey Palmer in possession for the Reggae boys. Still that Panenka penalty in the semi-final. Neatly done by Russell. Of Lembakisa with Barnsley was Jonathan Russell this season. Onyeka has still stayed down. And the ball now running out of play is going to get the opportunity to receive some treatment. With Richard King up against him. He's continuing the conversation with Cyril Dessers. Now first at King. What followed after releasing the ball that Onyeka was unhappy about. This angle might clarify. It wasn't an awful lot in it, just steps into a little bit maybe. He wasn't too happy with that. Eric Schott. We head for the half hour, the opportunity for both sets of players to take on some refreshment, take on some structure as well, because this is very finely balanced right now. Big fan of Richard King is Steve McLaren. He singled him out for praise after that semi-final. He's one of the domestic-based players as the centre-back. Won the Premier League title with Cavalier just last week. And McLaren says he's somebody that will get better whatever level he plays at. He's capable of stepping up and maybe suggesting that an English club could take a chance on him. He'd recommend him to anybody, said McLaren. So let's have a look during this break in play at what we've seen so far on finals day at the Unity Cup. Nigeria getting themselves in front. Dessers ball in, dispatched by Moses Simon. But the lead did not last long. 1-1. Kaheem Dixon on the end of the ball across from Ronaldo Cephas. Just getting to it ahead of Onyeka. Levelling the scores in short order. Stays. It's only a 7th ever meeting between these nations. Half of the previous 6 have come in London. Including at the last Unity Cup 21 years ago at the Valley. Nigeria won what was a 3-team tournament, each nation involving the Republic of Ireland as well as Jamaica. Played 2 games, Nigeria the only ones to win both of them. Onyeka back on his feet, but still feeling that. Playing a 31st cap tonight, Frank Onyeka. He was a regular in the Bundesliga for Augsburg. They fell short of their target of European qualification, but they started their last 16 games of the Bundesliga season. He got what he was looking for in terms of regular first-team football, which wasn't happening for him here at the GTEC, more latterly during his time with Brentford. He has played 78 times in total. A really figure in front of some of these fans. There he is back involved again now. Kaheem Dixon, who's down, the Jamaican goal scorer. The clash there was with Felix Agu. And Bakisa's ball. Neither of them able to reach it. Felix Agu standing his ground, Dixon going down. Well, he did go to the Copa America last year with Jamaica, Kaheen Dixon. He came off the bench in all 3 of their games at those particular finals, which they contested for the 3rd time in their history, that CONMEBOL event. But it's the CONCACAF Gold Cup that will be the focus of their attention later in the summer. That's quite a useful vantage point, isn't it? Wonderful crowd inside the GTEC Community Stadium today as well. To host this competition this year. Temporarily down to 10. And Jamaica under some pressure now at the other end. Mason Holgate across to try and deal with that. Dixon making his way back on now after that period of treatment. He's immediately back in the thick of things as Dixon is the one doing the closing down. Simon settles for the throw and leaves it for Felix Agu to take. Chukwueze. Simon, no way through. And Bakisa kept it in play, but actually only succeeded in presenting that to Felix Agu. And a free kick will follow for Nigeria in a useful position here. Stuart Atwell on the scene. Penalises John Russell. Almost paid a price for keeping that in play, did Kisa. Nigeria may still fancy their chances of profiting from this situation. Some organising for Davis to do in goal. He was part of the Mount Pleasant side, beaten it in that Premier League playoff final by Cavalier last week. Will he be required here? Simon and Chukwueze stand over it. It's going to be Moses Simon to take it. And flick behind for the corner. Couldn't really take any chances with that. Mason Holgate did get a touch to it. All he could do with it really in the circumstances. He'll be heading back to Everton after his loan spell with West Bromwich Albion, although he'll be in the last month of his contract there. Here's the corner. Came the way of Nathan Teller, but he wasn't able to bring it under his spell. Keeps it in play though with a tussle on the touchline. And tumble from Teller, no free kick given, and Jamaica will counter instead. With Sifas has covered good ground here. Burrell calling for it, Dixon was as well, but he was stopped by Felix Agu. Cross didn't come this time from Sifas. And he set up the goal on the other side. He's such a threat. Saw that in midweek as well. 16th cap for Ronaldo Sifas of Ankara-Gucci in Turkey. 8 goals for them in the Turkish second tier this season, in suffering actually a second successive relegation. But there is a card on the touchline. It's for Eric Schell, taking his complaints a little too far. 1 or 2 decisions gone against his side that he has taken issue with. And that's maybe one too many for Stuart Atwell's liking. So the boss into the book. Neatly done by Dixon. There's Palmer. Burrell goes down, no penalty. Again, Stuart Atwell very quickly waving it away. Hopefully making his interpretation of that clear as well to Romain Burrell. Bakisa. Here's Dixon. And Decisive continuing his run. Stopped by Agu. Touch for Chukwueze. Simon. More space to surge into, but he couldn't find a way beyond Richard King. Dixon trying to tease that one through towards the run of Russell. He ended the domestic season with Barnsley in really good goal-scoring form, 5 in his last 5. But this was the penalty shout, waved away by Stuart Atwell as Burrell went down. It's one that maybe would have been harsh, but it was an awkward situation that Ogbu found himself in. Not quite going according to plan, is it, for Nigeria, having got that early goal, take back so swiftly, and as yet they've been unable really to reassert their authority. There's Dixon towards Russell. Oh, a free kick given this time against John Russell. They are mounting up, aren't they? He was just a little late on Felix Agu. Rick Shell is continuing that conversation with Ruben Ricardo, the 4th official. He's unhappy at just how physical this game has become. Said at the start it was a friendly in all but name, really, but it's been fiercely contested and maybe a little too ferociously for Shell's liking right now. Towards Decisive here. It shows just how much this match means as well. It's another late one. But Ndidi on the receiving end, and this time there will be a card for John Russell. He's had a couple that the referees let go, so no surprise really that he's gone into the book. Didn't quite put the brakes on in time, slipped a little bit on that occasion, but maybe simply due to accumulation, the referee has decided to take action. There's confirmation of his yellow card. So head towards the final 5 of this first half. Chukwueze with the free kick, just over everybody's head. Ogbu was the closest really to reaching it, without being able to do so. And he's been on the move, hasn't he, Steve McLaren, throughout this first half. Up and down to the touchline and back. Burrell was the target here, guarded back by Frederick. Coolly done, that little combination with his keeper, Wabali. Ogbu, only rated centre back. He's had a good season with Slavia, now enhancing his reputation further on the international stage. Someone who says he grew up watching videos of Taribo West, taking inspiration to eventually take his own place at the heart of Nigeria's defence. Onyeka sweeping it wider. And Moses Simon. Frederick. Wonderful moment for him on debut. It's a good ball for Ismaila to provide the cross, had to be dealt with. Because Dessers was lurking in the middle. It was Isaac Hayden who got to it ahead of him. Sadiq Ismaila trying to provide the services. One of the domestic-based Nigerian players who's just won a league title with Remo Stars, claiming the crown for the first time in their history the other week. It has been quite a couple of weeks for Sadiq Ismaila. He's helped win the corner here that Chukwueze is going to take. Into the heart of the penalty area it goes. And ultimately wide it goes. From Ndidi, who is yet to score for Nigeria. Winning cap number 65 today. For his goal scorer, but a glimpse of the target here when rising the highest. Awkward from there though. Ndidi. He's on Yeka. Another target with back to goal. He was looking for something spectacular, I think, there. Nathan Teller didn't quite come off for him. That one will be cut out by Ogbu. So they got it back again with Felix Agu. And with Moses Simon. Agu. He's left a foray forward from full-back, but he's got a real battle on here with Lembakisa. He got himself in the way. Ultimately got the decision as well. The Reggae boys right back. Taking the opportunity to watch on at the GTEC, the Brentford contingent. Nico Henry and Ivan Toney alongside him, formerly of this parish, of course, and well, potentially would have been a Jamaican international. He reportedly had the opportunity, but opted for England instead, and he has, of course, just been recalled by Thomas Tuchel after a goal-laden season in Saudi Arabia. Watching on today, a week on before England return to World Cup qualifying against Andorra. Casey Palmer coming under pressure. Well, both bosses have been very animated, haven't they? Quite agitated during the course of this first half. And if you're getting too tight to Casey Palmer on that occasion. Jamaica have it back here, but no way through for them. Last minute of the first 45 in the Unity Cup final. Amari Bell waiting to take the throw. Captain of his country in this competition. The left back who's just left Luton Town after relegation. He wasn't quite able to reach it, now maybe the counter. Simon into space for Chukwueze on the surge. He's got Dessers and Teller in the middle. Still here with Chukwueze. And he tried to get the shot away himself at the end of all of that. Blocked really as soon as it left his boot. Still maybe the opportunity for Nigeria, trying to finish this first half strongly. It's certainly finishing it on the front foot right now. Sadiq Ismaila hangs the cross in. Nearly came for Nathan Teller. We're going to 2 additional minutes at the end of the first 45. Frederick for Chukwueze. He tussles with Palmer and then goes down. Referee again is reaching for his card. Don't think he can really have too many complaints with that one. Casey Palmer with Chukwueze on the floor. Swipe at it, didn't he? And tempers are beginning to boil over at the end of the first half. They maybe need the interval just to cool it down again. a little bit here. Chukwueze now back on his feet, taking real issue with that. There's Caden stepping in to try and play the role of peacemaker, really, as Casey Palmer is ushered away by teammates. And it's certainly been feisty, but I think Chukwueze clearly felt it went beyond that on that particular occasion. Shown him the yellow card already. Stuart Atwell to Casey Palmer. Now he wants a lengthier word with him. As much maybe for everything that happened afterwards. It was a nasty one, wasn't it, looking at that? And then there was a bit of afters exchange between the two of them. That's what the referee's now been talking to Casey Palmer about, and having just picked up that yellow card, he has to be very careful here. Chukwueze furious. He certainly needs half-time. And it maybe gives Steve McLeod a decision to make, whether he reappears for the second half. Nigeria will attempt to apply some punishment of their own from the free kick, which will belatedly follow here. There's Simon waiting to take it. Away as far as Dessers, and that will be the half-time whistle. So there's nothing to separate them at the interval. And it has been acrimonious on occasion. It's been feisty, certainly. And there are further views being exchanged as the teams head for the tunnel. Plenty to digest after that. 2 goals scored in quick succession as they traded blows. Gaheem Dixon coming up with the swiftest of equalisers for Jamaica, just a couple of minutes after Moses Simon put Nigeria in front. They weren't able to build on that lead though, courtesy of Dixon's goal. Jamaica head for the tunnel on terms. The Nigerian players staying out there at the moment, they have more work to do. They will feel in the second half if they are to lift the Unity Cup once again, as they did when it was last held 21 years ago.
The first 45 of quite an interesting game. It's an interesting game because it's got a lot of finesse, but it also, towards the latter stages of the first half, came in with a lot of brute and sheer strength. Of course, the two teams trying to settle their egos on the field of play. 1-1 at the end of the first 45 minutes. Quite an interesting game we've seen so far. And of course, the Nigerians are showing that their sheer strength would play a part in ensuring that they have a lot of stability in the game. The Jamaicans have also brought in or come into the game with a lot of speed, but the speed hasn't helped them. Dixon has been a thorn in the flesh of the Nigerian defense, but Moses and a few of the others have also showed a lot of resilience, and they have matched the Jamaicans boot for boot. First 45 minutes and nothing really to separate these two sides as they go into the dressing rooms and wait for the second 45. We are still here in the studios and we'll try and take a look at what exactly has been the strong points of the two sides and what has really kept them going, as it were. So at the end of the first 45 minutes, the fans are loving every bit of it. The Nigerians drawing first blood and then allowing the opponents to come back strong into the game. We will take a look at how that has also impacted on the two sides. All right, so here we are in the studio. Thank you very much. And we are glad to be back here in the studios of Metro TV in Accra. Brentford has been lively. There's a lot of passion, there's a lot of anxiety. The fans are enjoying the game, but they're also enjoying the rhythmic Caribbean music, as it were, in the stands. And it's all good. The gentlemen are still here with me in the studio. Coach Abiu is here, and so is Nana Edu. And gentlemen, we have witnessed the first 45 minutes. Let's walk through it as quickly as we can, because the players will be joining the action on the field of play. Coach, your first impressions, first 45.
I was very impressed. Like I said from the beginning, Nigeria would take it calmly, and then that's what they really do. The first half, like I say, it normally goes their way, but unfortunately, when you score and then you didn't concentrate on it, you were going to pay for it. So lack of concentration cost them the equalizer. They were thinking overwhelmed, and then that was how this equalizer came about. Overall performance, first 45 minutes, I'm very satisfied. Good game, and I see stand by it. 2-1, Nigeria is going to carry the day. You can see, because of the way the Nigerians are teasing the Jamaicans, he has turned to them kicking, just manhandling the game. So
getting rough towards
so you can see, probably they may have 2 or 3 red cards in the game if care is not. And their coach, McLaren, is not happy with the way they are doing. Starting from their centre back, off-ball incidents, their attacker off-ball incident, their midfielder off-ball incident. So this is what is going to also work on in the second half. I believe the second half is also going to be something that Nigeria is also going to be tactically working on, and then they'll win this game for us.
All right, so it's still the Unity Cup action right here at Max TV, but of course coming to you live from the G-Tech Community Stadium in Brentford. It's Nigeria 1, Jamaica 1. Nanedu.
Yes, you know, we spoke about how the Jamaican need to be smart dealing with the attacking midfielders of the Nigerian team. When we were talking about the game before the first 45 minutes, I spoke about, you know, Simon Moses, you know, Samuel Chukwueze, and all these players in this. Because I know they are coming with more attacking midfielders, so Nigeria need to be careful on that. And I also spoke about the wing play of the Jamaican national team. You can see from the angle that they scored, the cross came from the left side of the attack.
Okay.
To meet the main target right from the wings to score the first goal for the Jamaican national team. So I think, you know, the Nigerian coach, you know, thought, you know, the strength of his defense will work for him in the first 45 minutes. To contain the wing play of the national team. I think that is the strength. That is where they scored their first goal in the first 45 minutes. It's a good first half. You can see it's more of a 50-50 affair.
Yeah.
Nigeria have the possibility to hold on to the ball, try to, you know, intercept the play and make sure they get the best out of their guys. The same as the Jamaican, a brilliant goal.
Do you think the Nigerians took their eye off the ball?
I think the lateral defense didn't work enough. They didn't work enough. Most of the time, the strength of the attacking play, you don't allow the cross to enter the 18-yard box. You don't allow the ball to enter. And the two central defenders, even after the should have found a way to clear the ball for him to meet the player who was running from the right to meet
instead of allowing it.
Absolutely. So I think that is where Nigeria had it wrong.
All right. Let's do a very quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a sneak preview into the second 45. Don't forget, it's the final of the 2025 Unity Cup. We'll be back shortly.
You can now buy your favorite mobile phones, air conditioners, TVs, fridges, chest freezers, and washing machines and pay later. Onyx is the Ubetimia Beto when Yemenina Ewa Max buy. Na Etrin Witsia. Niwiana Ghana card and a 30% down payment. Yet the shopping air caught the next level. Where the win Yasika Bebre and Sana was shopping Ewa Max buy. It's buy now and pay later for all. For further inquiries, call us on 054 401 9552. Terms and conditions apply. Max Buy, happy life.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. As an international journalist and actor, my health is my priority. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar in terms of my health. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Sister, please, you, let him talk to you. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chese na me ankasa me period no say problems wom. Ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chese na nya asem ketewa. Na me kwan point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro me fire no ene ma won kra me enu foforo kwa na mkwan mu a eba. Ti ene je dia ba fie pa.
You heard everything yourself.
Me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante. Ene ne ko end point o mama no nura ene ne ho eden a watimi asori anante.
That's end point for you.
Of Roberto.
Hello.
Hey, ohwehwe what che.
Okay.
A free bra wo di end point what dance. Ah me ko ye no. Me Johnson se ma na enkoyie. E paso na ma ye mra nyina na ma gina se be ma. Na me ni fie fo de. E ho na nyina jaresa.
You heard everything. I have secret. End point is my secret. End point homeopathy clinic. I'm free.
It's lucky way.
Let the fun and excitement begin. Your #1 online casino in Ghana, Lucky Win, is back with a bang. With more than 70 new exciting games and big cash prizes, including the popular Aviator, where you can win 1,000 times your bet amount. You can also win in the 500,000 Ghana cedis cash giveaways in the cash draw, cash rain, and give back daily promotions. Enjoy our welcome bonus and free gift coins available every single day. Just go to luckywin.com.gh on any of our smart devices and play a game. You can start with as low as 1 Ghana cedi and you stand to win big. My buddy, look sharp. Lucky Win. Play with less, win big.
Emri bi atwam apomuden ho nsem agi ensem ho emma osoro yedin emma sase ediawere ho enti onyankopon nam da esumu eda enua eni habama ebeji adasama enkwa ekire adujamfi okumanini barima enu akire no adujamfi esa kotra kwayem edaduanan agwamfa nsuo ankana no menu mienu apomuden panti wenti enigisem onyankopon de yare nyina so tumi ahye Dr. Tamdasonsa dise di wawuo anase yesie no koa ene wontimi na yare sabia hode wasiesie ho kama fika krabi ba gwa yare sa ewo kumase abuakwa agogo frayen 0244 774282
oyalefo bia kaise udimafo eye midimafo heba clinic Dr. Decisive.
They say life is about moments, those fleeting seconds that vanish in an instant. From that first unexpected connection, I have captured every breath of our story with the Techno Camon 40. With a quick double tap, the phone comes alive. Thanks to Flash Snap, every jump, laugh, and adventure is captured effortlessly, playful, spontaneous, and real.
Yeah, this is my secret. Give us P capsules. Emma, I want to from now on to me to my ding one pem. Give us P capsules. Overdo as a mama. Oh no, enemy lawyer.
Ah, anti lawyer no na show bottom. Are you bro? Maybe na pon me see ba chia mo a ese ni die.
Bosano.
No. You get nefi waka wo. The friend give us cold capsules. Say yes is yare na wo so. Ko di wo ni pedwem wani na wo posa amamman entimi ma wunja wo nan yi. Unum give us cold capsules a. Obey free.
Lawyer.
Give us cold capsules.
And I give us P capsules.
Hey, and they give us free.
Obey Chinasuma.
And men are what if you do what you do, Cronkwan, Efra. Give us core capsules. A pain for a batter, one more menu for one and Quadawan if you do me no come.
Premium Ghana cocoa beans, selected with great patience, roasted in time, grinded into a fine, rich cocoa powder, tempered with a perfect amount of milk for a rich and creamy taste, filled with abundant goodness of the satisfying taste of cocoa, enriched with a burst of B vitamins, iron, and zinc. Niche chocolate drink, taste of Ghana, enriched with. This advert is FDA approved.
Alrighty, welcome back from the break. Many thanks for sticking and staying with us. Very soon we'll be shooting straight back to the venue for the final encounter, and we're hoping that we can get you a lot more goals. But thank you very much wherever you are watching us. Mr. Richard Owari says he's watching us all the way from London, and he says, Prince, after the game, the Jamaicans are all joining the bus to a concert. I understand that UB40 are in action in London later tonight. Abner Speed of Asofan is also watching us. Gentlemen, as you can see, the players will just be joining us on the field for the second half. 10-15 seconds, Nanedu.
I think we're going to see more goals in the second half, like we saw in the first 45 minutes. We are going to see more than 2 goals in the second half, and I still think the Jamaican team are likely to pick the maximum win and get the trophy.
Coach Richard?
I stand by my word. Nigeria carrying the day 2-1. There will be only 1 goal in the second half. The second half will be more of a tactical play. Nobody want to make
1
any
goal
mistake.
in the second half.
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be very, very close.
Yes.
But Nanedu, the fun is still going on in the stadium, and you are still here in Ghana.
Every minute at the stadium, you enjoy what is going on there. I saw Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
He's a Jamaican-born English international, former Brentford striker before moving to Saudi. So he knows this stadium very well, and you can see the Jamaican girls enjoying life in London.
Okay, but the Nigerian girls, you're not talking about them?
Obviously, they're also doing well. And I think Nigeria, Jamaica, Ghana, they have a lot of fan base in UK. And that is the reason why this competition is going on. And it's not just on the pitch, but it's a whole festival that is going on at the GTEC.
All right, so the players are just about getting ready. We are coming back for the second 45 minutes. And whilst we get ourselves ready to witness what the second 45 has in store for us, let's say a very big thank you to Medimafu Herbal Clinic, Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic, Jaga 4 Bitters, Give Us Co and P Capsules, Niche Chocolate Drink, Max Buy, Techno, Lucky Win, and of course, don't forget the code. Very, very important. You've got 45 minutes to ensure that you are part of it. *426*8#. We are giving out prizes. We are giving out gifts. We are giving out awards. Let's join the second 45 minutes. We'll come your way again at full time.
Put Nigeria in front. And we're all set for the start of the second half in this Unity Cup final. Nigeria in the white to get the game underway again. Shell has sent the same side back out there. There will be changes, I'm sure, at some stage in the second half. Just the one made by Steve McLaren so far. Well, it was a busy first half, wasn't it, for Stuart Atwell, and the second has started in similar fashion. He's been involved already again. How's the official here and awarding another free kick. This time it's Felix Agu who has stayed down. So they needed, I think, that half-time interval just to allow tempers to cool a little bit. But it's picked up in similar fashion. There's no opposition player anywhere near him, actually, when he went down there, Felix Agu. He's the one receiving treatment. Did have to wait to get confirmation that he was eligible to play in this competition. That status was in doubt when the squad was selected, so he was invited initially just to train with them. Application came in time for the semi-final when he remained on the bench against Ghana, but I think the likelihood was always going to be that if available he would start today. And he will early here through Quite a curious one, really. He's going to try and run it off. To keep an eye on, though, certainly, as he waits to be reintroduced into the action. He's back in 2019 when he won the first of his two under-21 caps for Germany. German-born player. Who get himself back involved straight away here, albeit briefly dispossessed. Started the last 11 games of Werder Bremen's Bundesliga season at the end of the campaign. He scored 3 goals in the German top flight. Felix Agu looks to be moving fairly freely now. He's making good ground actually down that left-hand side, calling for it. Nearly got it as well. And stepped Kyle Ming. His first notable involvement since coming on at half-time was to reach that first. Deal with the immediate danger, but Nigeria have it back. And Wilfred Ndidi. Well, Benjamin Frederick. Moving for Chukwueze. Aguirre. Ndidi. Nearly a decade on since his debut in the national team. He's an 18-year-old. Benjamin Frederick to Chukwueze. That's a clever ball. Nathan Teller on the end of it. Couldn't initially find a way through, but still might be able to create something here. Moons away was by King. Straight into touch this time. Well, it is only his second cap. His debut came in November of 2023 in Zimbabwe. Nathan Teller now of Leverkusen, feature fairly regularly for them in the Bundesliga over the course of the last couple of seasons. Felix Agu with the cross. Not by King, but this time not convincingly, and it did fall for Nathan Teller, and he couldn't quite control the finish. They got to him quickly, made it more difficult than it might have been. It's a player born and grew up in Stevenage, of Nigerian descent. 10 years he had in Arsenal's youth ranks before signing professionally at Southampton. Steve McClaren waiting to make another move or two, maybe. Consultation there with Trevor Sinclair, part of the coaching staff. He has responsibility, I believe, for the attacking set pieces, amongst other issues that he's been brought in to help out with. There's Ishmaila. Nelson Holgate was caught as he attempted to complete the clearance, and he has got the free kick. We'll be looking for a new club in the summer. Mason Holgate out of contract at Everton after that season's loan in the Championship with West Bromwich Albion, where he was a teammate of Semi Ajayi, who begins on the Nigerian bench today. Also looking for a new club after 6 years at the Hawthorns. There's Casey Palmer of Hull City. Burrell making a run. The goalkeeper had read the danger. Barley gets there first. As I mentioned, he's very much the first choice goalkeeper at the moment, Stanley Wabali. He plays his club football in South Africa with Chippa United. Ready to make a couple of big saves late in the semi-final to keep his team's lead intact. Lead here in the final that they lost within 2 minutes of going in front, and now Jamaica with an opportunity maybe to try and turn it around in its entirety. Casey Palmer was in full flight before being just blocked off the ball, winning the free kick. Onyeka, I think, who made the contact with him. Favourable angle for Casey Palmer. His Panenka penalty was his debut Jamaican goal on Tuesday. It was his 14th cap. Having won the free kick, he's the one standing over it. Bali organising that wall. It's done its job. Stopped straight at the wall, really, by Palmer. Back goalwards by Hayden, gathered up by Wabali, made it his decisively. Even more important, the goalkeeper, given the lack of international experience in the back four in front of him. Agu on debut here, Simon. Certainly not short of experience, still scrapping for it. Comes for Chukwueze. He's outnumbered but gets his shot away and scores. Brilliantly taken by Samuel Chukwueze. And Nigeria in front in the final for the second time. Well, he's been at the heart of most of their attacking play so far. And now he's come up with a finish as well. His 7th international goal. Samuel Chukwueze of Milan with a moment of quality. Number of star names not available in this squad, but in their absence, Chukwueze is one of the more senior players available to Eric Schau. And he's led by example here. He had an awful lot to do when taking a pass from Teller, outnumbered by those in green and gold. But he dispatched it decisively, set himself, arrowed across the keeper and into the far corner. And the Super Eagles ahead again. It's only his 2nd international goal in the last 18 months or so. He did score against Rwanda in defeat. An African nations qualifying in November. They'd already qualified by then for next year's finals. That was his first goal for his country since September of 2023. He's come up with a big one today. Now the challenge for Nigeria is to hold on to this lead for longer than they were able to last time around. Make it count more than they could manage last time. Beautifully done by Felix Agu. Decisive was his target in the middle. And as far as Onyeka, not too much on that for Agu. Having a bit more to say going forward, isn't he, in the second half? By Amari Powell. Cephas had continued his run, comes his way, and stepping in brilliantly to deny him was Frederick. And look at how he's congratulated by his goalkeeper. Good moment on debut for Benjamin Frederick. He did really well here. Another Cephas has caused all sorts of problems throughout this competition, but he was stopped by Frederick decisively. And it's all going on again as they wait for the corner to come in. Well, the spirit we've seen in the stands at this Unity Cup hasn't necessarily been reflected on the field at times in this feisty final. Underlining just how much they want to win it, though. How much this means out there. It's a fine line right now. The referee has got his card out here. He's going going to go into the book, I think, after this lengthy lecture. There's the yellow. And he accepts it amicably enough in the end, Stanley Wabali. He's up for this, all right, though, isn't he? It's a difficult balancing act. A little bit more difficult now because of that booking. Here's the corner. Decent one. Comes up from the back. That was Kaheen Dixon. He'll have to stretch to reach that as well. Someone did well to keep that in, show good strength. And hold on to possession in the process. A touch or two from Teller, but ultimately didn't quite have the room on the touchline. Up against Amari Bell. He's called the captaincy an honour beyond words. He led the side out in the semi-final and has kept the armband today. Coach was booked, of course, in the first half as well, Eric Schell, and his goalkeepers joined him. Frederick to Samuel Chukwueze. His goal separates the sides currently. He might be in the mood for more here. Counter turn provider this time, but that was dealt with. Russell forward towards Burrell. Frederick again was there first. He's really grown into the game, hasn't he? Hadn't been expecting to play at the start of the week. He wasn't actually even in the squad at the start of the week. Simon was the target. Jamaica readying changes. John Atkinson is going to come on shortly, and so will Malik Mothersill. And for the latter, that will be a debut. Here's another that has been added to the Unity Cup squad since the semi-final. And this place pass from Palmer will provide the opportunity for these changes to happen here. So Dwayne Atkinson on first, another domestic title winner this season with Cavalier. First cap in over 2 years for him. And Burrell making way, so he scored on his debut in the semi-final, hasn't quite been able to get involved to the same extent today. Atkinson will take his place up top. And Malik Mothersill is on for the debut as well, in place of Kaheen Dixon, scorer of the Jamaican goal. There he is, Mothersill on debut. Croydon-born, qualifies for Jamaica through his parents. 16 goals he scored in all competitions for Peterborough United this season. England's third tier. It's his first call-up and he's on already, on the hour mark. This is going to come the way of Nathan Teller. Simon and Dessers in the middle. And their presence not required on this occasion, to the frustration of Teller. Nigerian change imminent as well. Tolu Rokadare of Genk is going to be on shortly. There he is, made his debut in March in Rwanda. 21 goals he scored in the Belgian Pro League this season, his career best. Going to earn him only a third cap. A change is always likely at this stage of the game, regardless of the scoreline. The flick is by Chukwueze, nearly for Dessers. Ishmael just mistimed that one. Going to cost him a card as well here. Jamaican bench was straight on their feet when that challenge came in, and Sadiq Ismaila has gone into the book. ended up against Ronaldo Cephas. Can't really complain over the caution. So right back into the book. He's trying to shepherd that one out of play is Wabali, and he's just able to do so. Only just able to do so in the end. And he does have previous in international management, does Eric Schell, with Mali, for whom he played 5 times as a centre-back at international level. Spent his entire playing career at club level in France. Played in Ivory Coast, and our boss of Nigeria as of the start of this year. By King, here's Cephas. They've made the run for him, still with Ronaldo Cephas. He's able to deliver the cross, and they've levelled it again! It's Russell, it's 2-2. Real resilience from the Reggae boys. They will not give this one up. And they're back on turn for the second time in the final. John Russell of Barnsley with the equalising goal. From right in front of goal, but once more, big part played by Ronaldo Cephas. He's the one that made it. Another dangerous delivery. Just asking for it to be finished off. And just as Dixon did in the first half, Russell does the honours this time. All square again in the Unity Cup final. Only his second goal and only his 6th international cap for Jonathan Russell. For this competition for the first time since the last Gold Cup. And he did score against St Kitts and Nevis a couple of summers ago. He's given them something to shout about again here. But once more, it was all about Cephas really in the creation of the opportunity. So Nigeria make this change. They were going to make it anyway when they were 2-1 in front. The situation has shifted somewhat as Nathan Teller makes way to be replaced by Tolu Arukarade. That goal-laden season with Genk. He's hoping to take that sort of form onto the international stage here. Might mean a little bit of a reshuffle as well. Dessers, you'd imagine, will go a bit wider, although they could play now with 2 up top. Now that they need a 3rd goal to get themselves back in front again. Twice they've led, and it's not been enough. Again, the goalkeeper didn't have a lot of time to complete the clearance there. Palmer, it's a lovely ball. Cephas in dangerous territory again. Certainly given what we've seen from him. This time he goes down. And there is no free kick forthcoming. I've had a good look at that. Very quick to wave it away. So the counter-attack. Al-Kadare. Bessie slips it back through to him. Al-Kadare almost with the instant impact there. There's a big block to deal with the initial danger. But Nigeria will come again with Chukwueze. Not only as far as Onyeka. There's this Simon to Felix Agu. Really good game now. They're both giving it a real go. Chukwueze, in keeping with the rest of this competition that has provided us with fabulous fare this week. This one heading for its closing quarter is right in the balance again. Benjamin Frederick. Ishmaila. Reminder, only 3 caps across the Nigerian back four before today. Well, maybe Jamaica have capitalised on that inexperience a little bit at times. They've done so with real quality. Here's Cyril Dessers though. Didn't quite have the room to forge your way through. Run back well by Ndidi. And he's what he often does. And he's gone down at the end of that. Up against Dwayne Atkinson. Nigeria still have it though. In a promising position, out by Holgate. Straight back to Chukwueze. Chukwueze nearly. This time Davis was right behind it. This time Samuel Chukwueze from that type of territory is denied. But he looks likely every time he has it here, which is fairly frequently in this final. Just opened up for him. Some power in the shot, but Davis saw it all the way. It's an excellent challenge in here just moments earlier as well. Shut the door on the substitute. Rokodare. Kelsey Palmer. Sifas. Stopped by Ismaila. He not only won the ball well, but he's come away with it. Chukwueze. Taking on Amari Bell. Cyril Dessers. Goes again, and over it goes this time from Rokodare. His presence important though already since he came on. Nigeria looking to utilise that. Got to it first, but it was always clearing the crossbar. Simon providing the service this time. Rangy run, wanted to take the free kick quickly. Does so now for Casey Palmer. Sifas is going to reach that first and out quickly, and bravely was Webali to deny the danger man. Ronaldo Sifas is causing Nigeria all sorts of issues right now though. Remember complain he's having just as he impressed in the semi-final. Just about stayed onside, that was very close. Player Sifas can play anywhere across the front three. He started in Macedonia prior to his stint in Turkey with Ankara Gucci. Started his career back home with Arnott Gardens. He's certainly done his reputation no harm in this competition. Bali was equal to him on that last occasion though. And he's the one that will get the game back underway here as we go into the last 20 of the 90 minutes. Amari Bell. Here's King. Would recommend him to anyone, said Steve McLaren when talking of Richard King. He's certainly capable of stepping up. Here's Amari Bell. Just too much on that to Sifas through the middle this time. Plenty who might perhaps be hoping to put themselves in the shop window at this competition. And also playing for places with the competitive internationals to come. Busy summer ahead for Jamaica. There's back-to-back World Cup qualifiers over the next week or so. And then the Gold Cup in the USA. Ndidi working it wider. Simon is staying wider now. since the changes. There will be another change, by the way, shortly for Nigeria. Santos Uche of Hetafe. He's going to make a debut shortly. There he is, receiving his instructions. First international call-up for this competition. I was thought initially earlier in the week that he might not be able to feature, but he's set to be summoned as a sub shortly. Maybe not until after this corner, though. Moses Simon is sizing up. Started the scoring. Got in too close to the goalkeeper, who almost lost it for a moment. Davis able to react in time, take it away in the end from Cyril Dessers. That looked relatively routine until that moment. Shaka Davis collected it and then lost it briefly. Eventful affair for Shaka Davis so far. Chukwueze. There's Frank Onyeka. The order is Simon. Battle at the moment between that Jamaican defence. Atkinson providing the cover to his fullback Kyle Ming. Under pressure this time. Didn't get the free kick he was hoping for in there. Instead it will be a Nigerian corner taken quickly by Dessers. Felix Agu. Chukwueze. Very brilliantly done. Here's Dessers just over the top from Arokodare. He's had a couple of glimpses of goal already since he came on. That was well worked in the build-up from the Super Eagles. Chukwueze looks full of tricks, doesn't he? Full of attacking intent. Nearly made something happen again, despite the odds being against him. Numerically, certainly. So it's going to be Cyril Dessers that will make way in this Nigerian change for Santos Uche for a debut. Regular in La Liga for Hetafe this season, started 30 games for them in the Spanish top flight, where he spent the entirety of his professional career. Ravel Morrison on for Jamaica as well, in place of Casey Palmer. And Morrison was a late call-up just before the semi-final when he also came on in the second half. On in place of Palmer here. Steve McLaren getting a good look at Ravel Morrison, whom he worked with previously at Derby County. And he hasn't been able to get a good look at him at club level because he plays these days in the third tier in the United Arab Emirates with Precision Football. And McLaren initially had made the decision to leave him out of the squad simply because he hadn't been able to check on his form and fitness. Never mind in person, but not even on camera. But Morrison will get another go into 20th cap whilst Shakan Davis is down. A little bit concerning for the keeper. The backups, as I mentioned, are uncapped on the bench, Williams and Chambers, but there is Chrysanthus Uche for an opportunity that he is hoping to capitalise. Chance for somebody in this closing quarter of an hour to make themselves a hero. And if not, we go to penalties. He's finished his first season with Hetafe as Uche. 4 goals he got in La Liga. He started the last 3 games of it. But still no nearer knowing how this is going to end up. And Tony, an interesting spectator at this stage. It was through his dad that he qualified for Jamaica. Decided to pledge his international allegiance to England in the end instead. The Reggae Boys had certainly made a number of attempts to persuade him otherwise. Supporting them today. final winners in the third place playoff earlier against Trinidad and Tobago. They were comprehensive victors in that particular Afro-Caribbean clash, but this one so much closer. Again, Felix Agu immediately looking at the referees and get the benefit of the doubt there against Atkinson. Another international watching on, Eni Aluko, Nigerian-born, England international of real repute. So neither side short of support in this final, that is for sure. That's a good ball. Kadare forced a little wider than he might have wanted. Simon in support. And Leku was calling for it, but it's still with Moses Simon. Too deep for Chukwueze. Chukwueze who stayed down. The one that put Nigeria in front for the second half. And the second time, the first time in the second half. Well, both managers spoke at the pre-match press conference yesterday just how difficult they were expecting this final to be. And it hasn't disappointed, have it? It has certainly lived up to those predictions. Good detail just how physical Nigeria can be. His team have gone toe-to-toe with them in that respect. And it might be as much about mental strength at the end and determining who ultimately will prevail. Chukwueze. Here he goes again, and Amari Bell able to step in and stop it. Taken quickly. Ismaila and Chukwueze combine. Ismaila sends in the cross. It's going to be cleared as far as Samuel Chukwueze. And again that he has had. And then awkwardly from Ndidi, another corner to come. Nigeria just wrestling back the authority a little bit. They're in the ascendancy again at the moment. Plenty of possibilities for those in white from this corner kick. Chukwueze to take it. That's partially cleared by Russell, who's going to get another go. It's a bit more behind that one. Felix Agu is underneath it, then had to react quickly. Waits for Bell though. Atkinson on the move. It's another strong surge. Did really well there, Uche. Chukwueze taking over, back towards Uche. And had Alokadare just behind him as well. They'll come back with Ismaila. Another teasing ball in, again the header was always just too high. He made it his, not for the first time. Alokadare. He's starting to provide the service, isn't he, from right back? Sadiq Ismaila. Further changes incoming for Nigeria, potentially moves made, maybe with penalties in mind. We're going to bring on Kelechi Iheanacho here, and Bruno Onyemaechi as well, but Jamaica will make their move first. John Russell, who scored the second equaliser, is being replaced by Warner Brown. There's another late arrival to this squad. He wasn't available on Tuesday either. Made his way over from Jamaica, where he plays with the Arnott Gardens club. It's his 4th cap. Scored on his last one against St Vincent and the Grenadines in March. He's on. Those Nigerian changes will happen here, I think. McClellan getting another message across, having just made that latest change. So here come the changes. Felix Akou making way on debut, which ends here. Like change at left back. Bruno Onyemaechi, who won the domestic double in Greece with Olympiacos, having joined in January, is on in his place. He started the semi-final. And a wonderful reception from the Nigerian supporters for Samuel Chukwueze, whose part is played. Must have hoped when he scored that lovely goal to put them 2-1 in front to re-establish their lead that it might be enough to help them win the game, but they've been pegged back again. And on in his place comes Kelechi Iheanacho, the 58th cap, where he finished the season on loan from Sevilla at Middlesbrough. So came off the bench on Wednesday night. Those coming on at this juncture know that they may well be involved potentially in a penalty shootout. Although Jamaica left it much later in midweek to win it without, and they scored from the spot in stoppage time. Nigeria having gone 2-0 up against Ghana relatively early in that game, they're hanging on a bit late on the following night, but they're in the ascendancy here just at the moment. Looking to edge ahead for the 3rd time in the game. Frank Onyeka will have to settle for the corner. It was Isaac Hayden that got back to him. Players at Premier League clubs who may well be moving on in the summer. Hayden ended last season on loan at Portsmouth from Newcastle. And he made his Jamaican debut back in November in the CONCACAF Nations League against the USA. Onyemaechi here. He's able to deliver that one. Followed up by Davis. Actually came on for a penalty shootout, Shotgun Davis, in the Jamaican Premier League playoff final. Right at the end of extra time he was summoned, but ultimately his Mount Pleasant side were beaten. And spot kicks by Cavalier. Won it for the 4th time in their history. A significant proportion of domestic-based players included in these Unity Cup squads by both managers. Many of them have played a significant part already, but the final chapter is still to be scripted. Someone coming under pressure, just not quite able to fashion a way through from there. Good defending. So we deny Warner Brown. May well have played had he been available on Tuesday, said Steve McClaren. He gave him his debut in February in that friendly with Trinidad and Tobago. Onyeka. Simon. We have both Uche and Rokodare calling forward in the penalty area. It didn't get that far. Richard King playing a part in preventing it from doing so. Jamaica, such a successful half-season with Olympiacos. Decent distance on the throw. But, straight through it goes in the end into the gloves of the goalkeeper. Brown was his target there. And he's straight to the conclusion as well. Chris Shooton, former Ghanaian boss, who former sidewell winners earlier. And there's a star-studded audience at the GTEC Community Stadium today. It's a competition that has piqued the interest, certainly, in this part of the world. Good effort. Iheanacho's first involvement, really, but Davis dealt with it. So it's piqued the interest in this part of the world. It has, of course, in the Caribbean and in West Africa as well. In addition to the diaspora communities in London representing these two nations, able to savour seeing their side in the flesh. That's what it's all about. It's certainly been embraced by everyone involved. Looks like Benjamin Frederick is going the distance. Uche was able to reach it first, but it was too far in front of Moses Simon. Davis has been kept busy, but most of his work in the second half has been relatively routine, beaten of course by the Chukwueze effort. And they still have a big part to play if it does get as far as penalties. No extra time, it will go straight to the shootout at its level after the 90. Be about to get nervous for those watching on if it does indeed go to the shootout. Jamaica scored 2 penalties in the 90 minutes against Trinidad and Tobago. Contrasting fashion on Tuesday. They may well back themselves. They'd be the happier, I think, if it ended this way. Give themselves a shot from the spot. Nigeria trying to force the issue. The more likely may be in the last now of the 90 minutes, but being kept at bay just at the moment. Iheanacho, forward by Ogbu. There's Onyeka, and we'll get it back again from Kelechi Iheanacho. And Yamaichi is wider. Kadari was his target. Wilfred Ndidi! Not quite. Would have been an unlikely match winner from there with Wilfred Ndidi, but he didn't miss by much. Reminder, he's never scored in those 64 previous caps. Only goal this season came for Leicester City against Tranmere Rovers in the second round of England's League Cup competition. He was just missing that far post. Nice touch to set himself though. Just couldn't quite match it with what followed. 18 goals in total in Leicester City colours and over 300 appearances for them. So we're well into the first of the 3 additional minutes at the end of the 90. All that's separating us now from a penalty shootout. A little flick, and Uche was almost away and then brought down, and the referee with a decision to make here. There were 2 of them that got back to him. The yellow card is out for Mason Holgate. Santos Uche feeling the effects of that, certainly. Booking was for the earlier one, actually. Holgate on Arakadare. And they doubled up on Uche. The caution was for the first one. for Mason Holgate. There is confirmation of it midway through stoppage time, although this will only extend the drama a little further yet before we get to the shootout. If we get to the shootout, it's about this stage of the game when Jamaica scored their winner near midweek. They are hanging on a little bit here. Nigeria, the only nation that have previously lifted the Unity Cup. They beat Jamaica in a one-off game when it was first played in 2002 at Loftus Road. They won it again 2 years later at the Valley. It hasn't been staged since, until this year. So here's the free kick. Iheanacho standing over it. Didn't really beat the first line of defence with that, but he might get another go. Kelechi Iheanacho. And again here, trying to trick his way through, but he's stopped by Amari Bell. Jamaica standing firm. And it works loose for Warner Brown. Couldn't quite make anything of that. And with the 3 additional minutes played, there goes the whistle. They can't be separated, and it will take a penalty shootout to do so. And to determine who will lift the Unity Cup at the end of this, we're still no nearer knowing. Twice Nigeria got themselves in front in this final. Twice Jamaica battled back. It was Moses Simon, the skipper, that started the scoring just 10 minutes in. That was a lead that lasted less than 2 minutes before Kaheem Dixon's goal. Nigeria resumed authority in the second half, got themselves back in front again with an excellent strike from Samuel Chukwueze. But again, it wasn't enough. Russell, who levelled it after some fine play from Cephas, he set up both of them. But it is that goal from Jonathan Russell, just the second of his country's colours, that has ultimately taken this the distance, that has set up the penalty shootout. And Jamaica, who scored twice from the spot in the semi-final, may well fancy their chances now of going on and lifting the trophy. They've certainly played their part in an entertaining spectacle. The Reggae Boys showing real resilience to twice battle back and to take this the distance, to the frustration of Eric Shell, whose side finished in the ascendancy but couldn't find that finish for a third time to get themselves back ahead again. Chukwueze may be the standout for the Super Eagles, but he was taken off before the end of the 90 and will play no part in the penalties that will come. Full time after 90 minutes, all square. Jamaica 2, Nigeria 2. So a penalty shootout on the way then at the G-Tech to settle this Unity Cup final. There's the coin toss. Rory Bell Moses, Simon, the two captains who played the entirety of the contest, going through the formalities to determine at which end the kicks will be taken. And indeed, who will take the first one. Well, both these nations are hoping to go on and qualify for next year's World Cup. They both still have plenty to do in that, but occasions such as this will help with those preparations, perhaps. It has the feeling of a championship, doesn't it? There is silverware at stake, of course, at the end of this. Well, we're still no nearer knowing which of them will be lifting that Unity Cup. But it's an eventuality, I'm sure, that both have prepared for. Steve McLaren was busy issuing the instructions, determining the order in which his players will take the penalties. We saw two really contrasting spot kicks from them in the semi-final. A Panenka from Palmer and a powerful one into the top corner from Richard King, who is still out there and will take one, I'm sure. He did in that Premier League playoff final just 8 days ago, as he finished on the winning side of the Cavalier. He stepped up actually and took the first kick in that particular shootout. Passing on the instructions as well to the two goalkeepers, Stanley Wabali and Shekan Davis, who came on to face those penalties in that domestic final. He replaced Tafari Chambers, who played 120 minutes. It was a change that ultimately proved in vain. Davis will hope for rather greater success tonight. So they're all ready, and it will be Richard King who's going to take the first penalty, just as he did last week in that cup final. Scored from the spot in the semi in stoppage time to win it for Jamaica, to get the better of Trinidad and Tobago. That was his first international goal. He is going to take the opening penalty here up against Stanley Wabali in that Nigerian goal. And he scores emphatically again. It's a really good penalty. No mistake from King. Setting the tone, he will hope. The centre-back is something of a specialist in these sort of situations. Didn't give himself a lot of margin for error with where he put it, but ultimately it was perfect. He's scored a penalty or two down the years, hasn't he? Ivan Toney watching on. So first up for Nigeria here will be their substitute Kelechi Iheanacho. Hasn't been on too long. Iheanacho also scores. Went the same way. Again, the goalkeeper went the other way. And it's all square in the shootout. I enjoyed that one. Took his time but kept his composure. Sent Davis the wrong way. So Isaac Hayden next up. Sent forward by Steve McLaren to take their second penalty. Isaac Hayden also scores. This time the goalkeeper went the other way, but dived out of the way. And that's 2-1 Jamaica. Smile on the face of Isaac Hayden. He's a relative newcomer to this Reggae Boys team. He certainly enjoyed this competition. In both the games. So Moses Simon, who started the scoring today, Nigeria's most experienced international on the field, is going to step up to take the next one. Must have thought when he put his team in front 10 minutes into the game that it might have been a much more straightforward evening than it's developed into. There was a little bit of pressure on his penalty. And Simon scores. Good penalty so far. Well, the goalkeeper has been able to guess right yet. Slow and steady run up Also into the corner for 2-2. Ravel Morrison to take. Only recently recalled to the international setup this week at short notice by Steve McLaren. He's the next to take on Wabali. Morrison from the spots, also scores into the corner. They remain perfect so far. This time the goalkeeper did go the right way, but he couldn't get to it. Had to be right into the corner. I thought because he'd gone the right way that he might have got to that, but it was excellent from Ravel Morrison. His part is played. Okadare next up. Wonderful season he's had in front of goal in Belgium again. Scored 21 times in their top flight. He's over the next one. And also scores in off the post this time. Well, again, nobody leaving much margin for error, but nobody making an error so far. The stakes just rise that little bit more for every player that steps forward after every successful kick. Dwayne Atkinson. Now he was a title winner with Cavalier in that penalty shootout last week. In for just his fourth cap today, taking their fourth penalty. And he's hit the bar. The first to miss from the spot. Dwayne Atkinson can't convert for Jamaica, and that could be so costly. Too much go across to console him. That will hurt. It didn't miss by much. Off the top of the bar and behind from Atkinson. He was taken off before that penalty shootout last week in the Jamaican Premier League. He couldn't convert, so it's advantage Nigeria. If they can from this one, Onyemaechi does so emphatically, and they're one kick away. Thumped in from the fullback for 4-3 Nigeria on penalties. The next one has to go in to give Jamaica any chance. See how much it means, can't you? Roar of relief as much as anything may be. The captain to assume responsibility for this. Amari Bell has to score, or the Reggae Boys are beaten. Spoke this week about the great honour of being afforded that captain's armband. Can he keep them in contention in the penalty shootout? Amari Bell does score with a measure of composure. A precise penalty, he didn't necessarily opt for the power, but he picked his spot. Forces Nigeria to win it from the spot. The next kick could be the crucial one. If it goes in, Nigeria win the Unity Cup. Bell just applying that little bit of pressure. Played his part, but there is no more now that they can do. Unless this doesn't go in. Christantos Uche, on his international debut, is the one who places down the potentially decisive penalty. Pressure on his shoulders, certainly. Mr. Win it. Uche does score, and Nigeria win the Unity Cup. On debut, he scores from the spot to settle the shootout. And the Super Eagles have done it. They've done it the hard way, but they have the trophy. Still, there's never been any other name on the Unity Cup. 21 years since it was last staged in England's capital. They've kept hold of it. They've needed the penalty shootout to do so. 5 successful kicks from 5. Ultimately, Dwayne Atkinson was the only one who couldn't convert. And Jamaica finally are beaten in a final when they never knew that they were beaten, when they twice came back from behind in the 90 minutes to take this the distance. But it's Nigeria who celebrate, Nigeria who will lift the silverware shortly. Nigeria who kept their nerve from the spot. And they did so brilliantly, really, all 5 of them. Little kiss of the ball. A lengthy run-up and a fine finish. Some way to mark his international debut. Position in which he wasn't necessarily expected to feature. He has ultimately had the final decisive say. So many others, though, that have played their part in what went before. The Unity Cup competition that has averaged 4 goals a game right the way through. Steve McLaren's side set up this final by scoring from the spot in stoppage time in the semi to get the better of the All-Caribbean contest with Trinidad and Tobago, and how they have represented their nation, their people, with the performance that they put in this final. There is real pride as the efforts of those players are acknowledged by those in the stands. Pride has been a theme running throughout this Unity Cup, both on and off the pitch. And there's plenty of it on display at the conclusion here. They came so close. They came within a penalty of lifting the trophy against higher ranked opponents. Against the odds, they kept battling back. 20 places they're ranked below Nigeria in those FIFA rankings. Twice they trailed in the game. But ultimately, just got 1 penalty between them. Dwayne Atkinson was the unfortunate player in the shootout. Ultimately, of course, it's the positives from the performance that will carry them forward to matches that really matter in terms of qualification. Nigeria have 1 more friendly to play before they turn their attentions to World Cup qualifying. That will come in Moscow in just 6 days' time, that friendly game against Russia before they resume World Cup qualifying, with work to do against Rwanda on the last day of August. But before then, there is certainly plenty of time to celebrate this. They can enjoy the moment, he can certainly enjoy the moment, and what a moment it was for Uche on debut. Took a bit of nerve as well to do what he did in the circumstances, and he did it with real confidence. I know they've been in a real battle, Eric Shell's side. He was unhappy with how physical it was turning into in that first half, but his side hung in there and ultimately found a way. Iheanacho there, who started the scoring from the spot, played his part off the bench in both games. They had to work hard against their great regional rivals Ghana as well in the semi-final. So it is West Africa today that's got the better of the West Indies in both the third place playoff and in this Afro-Caribbean final, but only just. They did have their chances, Nigeria, to win it without the need for penalties. Ultimately, though, it was settled from the spot. And they will be presented shortly with the prize. Great moment, though, for the supporters to share in, as it will be when they see their team lift the trophy shortly as well. But Nigeria have won it on penalties, 5-4 from the spot, after the Unity Cup final had finished all square. Jamaica 2, Nigeria 2, but it's Nigeria's trophy. That is what Nigeria are about to get their hands on. After the musical interlude that we've just had, adding to the party atmosphere, it will be Nigeria ready to celebrate in style shortly, having won on penalties against Jamaica in this final. Both sets of players putting so much into this final, and indeed this competition as a whole, both coming through really tough semi-finals in midweek and serving up another spectacle today in the sunshine in West London. West Africa have just and only just got the better of the West Indies. Needed penalties to do it. Well, this was the final in a one-off game when the Unity Cup was first staged at Loftus Road, not too far from here. In 2002 it was a three-team tournament. 2 years later they both contested it again along with the Republic of Ireland. Nigeria won that one as well. And now 21 years on, they have done so again. But only just. Two managers still in the relative infancy in terms of their tenures. We'll take positives from the performances this week in this competition into some crucial qualifiers to come. Nigeria not back in competitive action until the autumn. Those 4 remaining World Cup qualifiers, they have work to do. They're only 4th in their group after the first 6 fixtures, with only the top team guaranteed to go straight through to next year's World Cup. Runners-up spot will go into a potential playoff. Jamaica harbouring hopes of qualifying in CONCACAF as well. Before then, they have a Gold Cup to contest this summer, games against Guatemala, Guadeloupe and Panama in the USA. These group stage matches from the middle of next month onwards. Just short of lifting a trophy today. His side have certainly played their part in the entertainment provided at this competition. They're heading for the tunnel with that part now played. An embrace between the bosses. It was fiercely fought. At times it threatened to boil over a little bit on the pitch, but there's real respect between those two at the end of it. And reasons for optimism for both of them. Still early in their tenures in charge. Well, they've learnt a lot about players he perhaps didn't know quite so much about, and the competitive environment that the Unity Cup has provided, just unable in the end to get their hands on the trophy. They will vacate the scene and leave that for Nigeria to really start their celebrations. Although this has been a footballing celebration throughout the course of the week, and certainly on finals day. Carnival atmosphere throughout. We've had a food festival, we've had a music concert in between the 2 games, a post-match performance as well. Now the prize will be handed out. We'll wait for those in white to get their hands on it. They were taking the distance today before doing so. So a few more minutes will matter not. But the phone's out making the memories. A number of these players remember featuring for the first time for their nations. Benjamin Frederick of Brentford B made his international debut today. Played the full game, having only just been called up to the squad after the semi-final. And certainly impressed. Chrysanthus Uche scored the winning penalty on his debut, having not long since been brought off the bench. It was a back 4 that began with just 3 caps to their name in total, who were twice pegged back in the game by Jamaica, but ultimately got themselves over the line thanks to 5 perfect penalties. They are affording the chance for these celebrations to be shared in. It's Kelechi Iheanacho for the opening penalty. First of 5 in that shootout. Well, there are some big prizes, of course, to be handed out in world football today. The Unity Cup is about to be awarded for only the 3rd time here in its history, but it's not necessarily the trophy itself, it's what it means, it's everything that's gone into winning it, it's the moments that they've been able to share with their supporters, many of whom of course aren't normally able to watch their team in action in person. all of that will matter so much more. And that's the case for all the sides that have been involved in this competition, not just the winners, but for Nigeria it is a little bit extra special, perhaps. And you can see from the reaction of the players that this is more than just a friendly tournament. This is something they will always remember and look back on fondly. Whatever happens in the fledgling careers of many of those involved, and indeed some of the more experienced players will still soak up these moments as well. A nation that have been champions of Africa 3 times previously, who qualified again for the AFCON in Morocco at the end of this year. They've now won 4 of their last 5 internationals. If you factor this one in from the penalty spot as well. Nation who qualified for 6 of the last 8 World Cups, but they missed out agonisingly, of course, to Ghana in 2022, last time around, missing out for the first time in 16 years. They are desperate to ensure there won't be a repeat next year. That was the reason, really, for the appointment of Eric Schell. Anything else is a bit of a bonus. The former Marl manager, appointed only a week into January on a 2-year contract. He remains unbeaten in charge. His previous job was in Algeria at the club side MC Oran. Lasted only 13 games. He will hope this is the start, though, of a lengthier tenure, a more successful spell. With the hopes of a nation. Previous full-time manager, Benini George, a player of real repute.
So it's all done and dusted. It's all over from the 2025 Unity Cup. And there you have the victorious Super Eagles of Nigeria defending the trophy. They've won twice already. Good job done. Congratulations to them. It's been a blend of the old and the young. The fans were there in their numbers to show them love, to show them support. Eric Schell believes that, well, this is the beginning of good things to come for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And these fans would not go without being part of the party. It's been fun. It's been full of excitement. We understand that UB40 is performing tonight, not too far from the venue. And I'm sure that they will all go there to enjoy some good music as well from the old school. But congratulations. Earlier on, we saw Dibanj also performing to the best of his ability. He's almost always a crowd puller, isn't he? And at the end of it all, the Jamaicans, the Nigerians, it's all unity. And clearly, that signifies the essence of the trophy that was being played for. Nigeria winning it the last time around when it was a 3-nation tournament, with Ireland joining them in the fun and the party. But hey, when and where it mattered most, they have done it. Thank you very much for joining us on Max TV. A slip earlier mentioned another station, but we're definitely right here on Max TV, where we're bringing you all the excitement, the fun from the 2025 Unity Cup. And Nanedu, the Nigerians won't sleep tonight, will they?
Yes, I don't think they will sleep.
Lots of fun and excitement in town.
More enjoyment in London. I was just speaking to a friend, John Wesley Dankwa, who is in London, and he was telling me things around G-Tech inside the stadium and outside the stadium.
I can imagine. It's all fun and excitement.
Nigeria and Jamaica, they have a lot of people living in London.
I see.
They have a lot of people connected to a lot of people in London.
Sure.
In terms of business and everything. In London, when we're talking about countries that have a lot of reps in the city of London, they believe Nigeria and Jamaica tops all. When they come to countries that have a lot of people living in
Well, we saw a lot of them in the stands.
Yes, that is why you can watch from the stands. There are a lot of Jamaican fans and Nigerian fans. After the game, we saw, you know, highly rated musician and award-winning musician, The Bunch. He was once the best musician in Africa, performing his favorite songs and his popular songs when it comes to African music. And he was there to perform live. And he can tell you how these organizers made sure some of these things became colorful.
Yeah.
It's more than a football game. It's more of a festival.
There's a lot more excitement going on.
It's more of a carnival.
Yes.
And I think both Nigeria and Jamaica are true representative of Afro sports and what it means to organize this kind of competition. To be honest, I've enjoyed the kind of things that has gone on at the G-Tech Stadium. I'm sure it connects your country and the people living outside the country. And that is one thing, it brings all these things together to make sure a lot of enjoyment will go on. And
all right, so it's now time for the presentation. Let's go quickly join the feed and go through the process. Officials and organizers lined up, and they will receive the winners. Handshakes here and there.
Bodes well, doesn't it, the nerve that his side showed from the spot to dig deep and find a way to win it. 20 involved, it's been a big effort behind the scenes. Those nations didn't have an awful lot of preparation, at least for the semi-final. Straight into the action after arriving in the country. Squad's bolstered by a number of players based in the UK, but there were many, 10 on each team of the 2 finalists that were based in the domestic divisions. They will have learnt a lot as well, I'm sure, from this experience, regardless of the outcome. For many of the Super Eagles, just a taste of international action to whet the appetite. There's not always a trophy at the end of it, but they can enjoy today. Makes it that little bit extra special, doesn't it, for those in particular that have made their debut today. The spirit that we've referenced throughout this competition, all too evident in the presentation here. Nothing was handed out to anybody here. They've had to work for it. They've had to really dig deep. And that is their reward. Bigger challenges to come in terms of what is at stake, but this will help. And in this precise moment, that really is academic, because this is about the moment. He scored the winning penalty. Big smile on the face of Crisanto Suche. This is the day that he will never forget. They were here to see it, and here comes the presentation then to the captain, Moses Simon. Has the trophy in his hands. They are still the only team victorious in the Unity Cup. They won the earlier iterations in 2002 and 2004, and now 21 years on, Nigeria lift the Unity Cup again. And Moses Simon determined that everybody will be involved in these celebrations. Has his hands on the silverware. They enjoy the moment. Unity Cup winners 2025. Nigeria needed penalties to see off.
It's done and dusted. The Super Eagles have conquered in the 2025 Unity Cup. What a historic moment. It's a feat that they will savor for many years to come. Ably led by their head coach, Eric Chell. Of course, with a blend of the old, the new, and the experienced, they managed to beat all the teams that came their way. Started off with the senior national team of Ghana, the Black Stars. They beat them by 2-1. And then in the final, it had to go down the wire. The penalty shootout separated the men from the boys. Nigeria and Jamaica went to the finals, but it was Nigeria who showed their prowess, beating the Jamaicans to it. And so for the very third time, they lift the Unity Cup for all to savor, as it were. The fans were there at the stadium. They were there in their numbers. The Jamaicans, the Nigerians, they left it all for late. Tried as the Jamaicans did, they just could not stand the firepower of the Nigerians. And so the Unity Cup goes to Niger. Congratulations to the team. Coach, elated at the win?
It was a nice one. Very, very good one. And I have to really appreciate the coach. And then even though the inexperienced defense giving us problem, but I have to appreciate the coach.
What does this mean for Nigerians? What does this mean to the Super Eagles? World Cup qualifiers coming up. Are there possibilities? This team has got a rich blend, and I think they should be able to showcase it to the world.
It is time for them to qualify for the World Cup, because the last one we didn't go to the World Cup. So if they qualify for the World Cup, it's going to help. And the coach did well. At least there are some new guys there. Agu, the left back, fantastic player. Frederick Benjamin, the centre half, the number 3. Wearing the number 3 jersey, fantastic player. Chukwueze, we all know what he can do. Good one. The 2 centre back also did very well. To my expectation, and we were just only having issues with our right back. And when the first goal came in, I was like, no, Sadiq, first to the ball, don't go down. You always go down sliding when the ball is already there, so there is no need. But kudos to all the team, the technical staffs, the team, the fans, everybody. Kudos to them, and also kudos to Max TV for everything that they have done televising this program. It is not easy. So we just want to say thank you for everybody. Those of us watching from afar, thank them all, and thank you for bringing us on board.
Sure.
That's what I have to say.
Well, it's been a very good experience. Eric Chell must be very, very elated at this team. It gives him room now to see which of the players he can play consistently with as they try to qualify for the senior world. And I think it's also been a learning curve for almost all the teams. You know, Trinidad and Tobago had their head coach, Dwight York, also talk about the fact that it's been a very good exercise as part of the build-up to see whether they can perform better, not only the Gold Cup, but also for qualification into the Senior World Cup as well. Head coach Otto Addo also said the same thing, that he's now going to have a little bit of a headache trying to select the best of the best of the best when it comes to performance for the senior national team, the Black Stars. Eric Chell has got the same ideas as well as Steve McLaren. And so it tells you that it's been a bitter-sweet experience. Bitter in the sense that those who thought that they could go to very far could not really make it down that hurdle. Trinidad and Tobago said that they came into this competition to at least stake claim to the title. I'm sure the senior national team, the Black Stars, also did the same. But Nanedu, overall, how has the experience been and what opportunities lie ahead of us?
I think it's a good tournament for all the 4 nations who took part in this competition. You know, it gives them opportunity to try other players in several positions to select the best for their main competition, especially the World Cup qualifier. Both Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago, they have World Cup qualifier to play, and of course, Gold Cup qualifier to play in their continent. And of course, when it comes to Africa, we still have 4 games to play in the World Cup qualifier, even though about 70% chance Ghana will qualify for the World Cup. It's only Nigeria that has slim chance of qualifying for the World Cup. Looking at their last game that they played in the World Cup qualifier and the way it ended. It has given us some of the players to also enter into the main team. When you look at the Ghanaian team, players like Kaliburenchi and Lawrence Ejekum, players like Ebenezer Aban, they have all made impact in the Black Stars. When you look at this Nigerian team, we're talking about Victor Boniface, Victor Osimhen, and of course Ademola Lookman. But watching this particular tournament, Simon Moses, the captain of the side, has made an impact in this Nigerian team. We spoke about Ogu, in the team. He did well. Frederick, he also did well in this particular competition. And of course, Samuel Chuk was an important goal for the Nigerian team. So I think both Ghana, Nigeria, Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica have used this particular tournament to assess their squad, to give other players to explore and show what they can do within their national team. I think that is a good exercise for both countries, both Nigeria and of course Jamaica.
And it's been a wonderful experience coming your way. Many thanks to Jaga 4 Bitters, which is an alcoholic beverage made from 46 natural herbs and fruits. Jaga 4 Bitters is infused with the goodness in herbs and fruits that have anti-aging properties, anti-inflammatory properties, boosting appetite, increasing libido, relieving menstrual cramps without leaving stench in your mouth. So we advocate that you drink responsibly, but we urge you to use Jaga 4 Bitters for your every event. We also say a very big thank you to Give Us Herbal, which is a Ghanaian brand that makes and sells herbal medicines. They are known for the Give Us Herbal mixture, a traditional remedy. This mixture may help with digestive issues such as stomach upset, bloating, and of course gas. It may also be used for malaria, typhoid fever, and lack of appetite. Give Us Herbal is part of Give Us Industries Limited, which also produces and distributes products like Co capsules and P capsules. You can find these products at Scap Pharmacy and other pharmacies. For further information, you can call them on 020-7485-068 or 055-655-9872. Medimafu, we can't do without them, can we? Dr. Time Daso. We are the only clinic that set time on your illness or sickness, no matter the situation. At Medimafu, we are expert in any kind of disease or sickness. You can locate us at Ebuakwa Agogo in Kumasi or call us on 0244-774282, 0500-727215. Dr. Time Daso. And of course, we made a few people rich throughout the period of the Unity Cup by kind courtesy of Mega Cash, the Max Unity Cup promo *426*8#. Keep the text coming in, because at the end of the day, we will collate all the texts that have come in, and the highest ones will be walking away with some fantastic prizes. We thank you very much for participating in the Mega Cash promo. And of course, it is almost always our pleasure to make you happy, to make you fishes of men, as it were. Thank you to the panel that joined us today. Coach Richard has been here with us throughout for the Nigeria games. Nanedu has also been here with us, and we thank the rest of the other panelists who made it on behalf of the entire crew that made this coverage possible. We say thank you very much. Till we meet again at another Unity Cup. Okay, so I guess we'll do a very quick break for the last time before we come back to bounce it off. We'll be back shortly.
My secret. Give us P capsules. Emma, I want to cough from now on to me to my din one pem. Give us P capsules. Overdo as a mama. Or no, enemy lawyer.
Ah, and to lawyer no show bottom. Are you from? Again, I'm upon a permission about Shamoa as a new day.
What's on?
No. You nephew, I can't wait. The friend give us Co capsules. Say yes, is Yarren the wall swore. Co did do nipper them when in our for sa a mamma and Tima Wunja would name wouldn't give us Co capsules. Obey your free
lawyer.
Give us Co capsules.
And I give us P capsules.
Hey, and they give us free.
Obey Chinasuma.
And men are waiting for you to watch the Give us Co capsules. A pin for a batter, one more menu for an inquadawin if you do me nunca.
They say life is about moments, those fleeting seconds that vanish in an instant. From that first unexpected connection, I have captured every breath of our story with the Techno Camon 40. With a quick double tap, the phone comes alive. Thanks to Flash Snap, every jump, laugh, and adventure is captured effortlessly, playful, spontaneous, and real.
Emri bi atwam apomuden ho nsɛm agye nsɛm ho ɛma ɔsoro yedin ɛma sase ediawerɛho enti onyankopɔn nam daesu mu ɛda ennua ɛne habama ɛbɛgye adasama ɛnkwa ɛkyerɛ adugyamfi okumanini barima ɛno akyire no adugyamfi ɛsa akɔtera kwayem ɛdaduanan agwamfa nsuo ankana no menu mienu apomuden panti wenti enigisem onyankopɔn de yare nyina so tumi ahyɛ Dr. Tam Dasonsa gise di wawuo anase yesie no nkoa ene wontimi na yaresa bia hɔ de wasiesie hɔ kama kakra bi bagye wa yaresa ewo kumase abuakwa agogo fra yɛn 0244 774282
oyalefo bia kai sɛ udimafo eye midimafo heba clinic Dr. Time Tasso.
Premium Ghana cocoa beans, selected with great patience, roasted in time, grinded into a fine rich cocoa powder, tempered with a perfect amount of milk for a rich and creamy taste, filled with abundant goodness of the satisfying taste of cocoa, enriched with a burst of B vitamins, iron and zinc. Niche chocolate drink, taste of Ghana, enriched with. This advert is FDA approved.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. As an international journalist and actor, my health is my priority. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar in terms of my health. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Sister, please, let him talk to you. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chesena me ankasa me period no say problem is room. Ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asem ketewa. Na me coin point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo medu me fae no ene ma won kra me enu foforo kwa na mkwan mu a eba. Ti ene je dia ba fie pa.
You heard everything yourself. Me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante. Ene ne ko end point o mama nu a ene ne ho eden a watimi asori anante.
That's end point for you. Of Acrobato. Hello. Hey, ohwehwe what che. Okay. A free bra would the end point what dance. I'm a choir no. Me Johnson Sama name Koye and pass one of my rain and a Magina Sabema. Now, me be here for the hard in Jarisa. You heard everything. I have secret. End point is my secret. End point homeopathic clinic. I'm free.
It's done and dusted here. The Unity Cup came with all the fun, the razzmatazz, and eventually is over. The Nigerians are taking the trophy back to Lagos, and of course they will savor it for a little while. But there's more to come. And as we usually do right here on Max TV, be expectant of almost all the goodies in terms of the latest sports. We will be bringing them to you right here on Max TV. This platform is the platform that brings you up to speed with what you need to know in the world of sports. Once again, we thank our many partners and sponsors who supported us throughout this mission, and we are sure to bring you a lot more. Now, for the promises that came through, we are all highly expectant that it will go all the way to support the senior national team, the Black Stars. I need to say a very big thank you to all of you who made it possible to increase our mileage in terms of the eyeballs. You did it because Max TV was there for you. Once again, many thanks. And for those who like your Nigerian fufu and Nigerian soup, I've got good news for you. Let's meet at Soweto Pub and a Lounge tomorrow afternoon, if you can. Let's all go see what it is all about. And this is by the kind courtesy of Soweto Pub and Lounge. My name is Prince Anand. On behalf of all my colleagues right here, I say bye-bye for now. We'll meet again some other time.
Now 21 years on, Nigeria lift the Unity Cup again. And Moses Simon determined that everybody will be involved in these celebrations. Has his hands on the silverware. They enjoy the moment. Unity Cup winners 2025. Nigeria needed penalties to see off